Good afternoon or good evening to everyone tuning into this new episode of Botching on Advantage presents Amnesiacs Anonymous. Whether it is night of or later on YouTube, thank you so much. We appreciate all the support we have been receiving here as well as on YouTube. Thank you very much from all of us associated with Botching on Advantage. I know I speak for myself as well as everyone here and everyone in To Kill a God when I say that. But yeah, before we get into tonight's episode, I want to give a couple of shout outs. The first, which has been the one that I've done at the past several episodes, is to the amazing and wonderful Bo, whose character art has really brought the characters of both of our campaigns to life in ways we never expected. If you want to check them out, you can find them on Twitter and also Coffee, which at Bo_likes_art. That's Bo, B-O, _likes_art. And that is at Twitter or Coffee. It's a really, they're honestly just an incredible artist. They are taking commissions, and so if you have any character art that you would like to get done, just go ahead and message them and see if they're available to do the commission, and tell them that we, Botching on Advantage, sent you. Secondly, over the past week, I have scoured the internet for some free source music to have in the background to bring the experience to even more of an immersive experience. And I was able to find a wonderful selection created by the wonderful Michael Ghelfi. He is a Swiss composer that has created hundreds of free source music for D&D settings that can be used by dungeon masters from all walks of life. You can find them on YouTube under Michael Ghelfi, that's Ghelfi -RPG Ambiences &music. There will be a link in the description box down below to the several different videos on YouTube, and also not only to Michael but also to Bo. We also have several other things that we are currently working on, but they are currently just dreams at this moment in time. But definitely follow us on our social medias to stay updated on upcoming content. Besides that, thank you very much, and if no one else has anything to say or share.
Nope.
Let's go ahead and jump right on in to the next episode of Amnesiacs Anonymous. So, last time, our heroes followed along with their friend Delphine back to the city of Stagwood, where they were they were welcomed kind of oddly. Not a whole lot of people came out to meet them and whatever. But they did end up meeting Tilquin Dunmore, the leader of Stagwood, a half-elf huntress that sat down with them and gave them a less than satisfying at first proposition, looking for aid in dealing with a group of poachers that have been hunting Albino Moon Elk in the mist-veiled forest for the past several weeks. After speaking with her, they did manage to get the resources necessary to go on this adventure into the mist-veiled forest, hopefully being able to find the poachers that have been hunting down the Albino Moon Elk. Before we ended last week's episode, they had just made their way into the mist-veiled forest, where they saw, where after about an hour of travel, they came across the pond they were told to visit, inside of which there was this blue figure that was playing a flute with birds and various other things floating around, flying around in the sky, dancing moments before they could react in any way, shape, or form. The figure dipped into the water. And so that's where we open up. You guys are currently standing looking out upon this pond.
I remember wanting to do some kind of perception and or arcana check at the end of last session. So if I could do one of those.
Go ahead and make a perception roll for me.
I will try that as well, if that is okay.
Great start. That's going to be a 2 perception, but 6 total.
6 total?
Mm-hmm.
They're too far away for you to get any details about them, and they kind of dip in before you get a really good look at them. Zogamar, what was yours?
I got an 11.
You got an
Total.
11. Once again, they're a little bit
Yeah.
too far out of range for you.
I guess I'll give a perception check.
Could you? So how
Yep,
far
yep.
out was like? Were they like on a rock, or were they just like rising out of the water?
They were sitting on a rock shortly before they dipped into the water.
And like, how far away from shore? About like was
Is
that
the rock?
Yeah.
It's probably about 30, 40 feet. And you guys
Okay.
were another 25, 30 feet away from the pond before they dipped in. Kaithana, what was your roll?
17.
And that's with your modifier?
Yep.
Yep.
It's 0.
You notice that it appears to be a humanoid form. You can't quite tell the species of this person before they dip into the water based off of your personal knowledge, or what is perceived to be your personal knowledge. You can't really tell what this thing is, but it does look humanoid. Lockdown, what was yours?
5 altogether.
5 altogether.
Indeed.
Yeah, you
Altogether.
weren't able to see much of anything.
I think I will just like take a long shot, and Zogomar's just gonna say out to the lake, like, we know that there are humanoids here who are hunting albino moon elk, but we are here to put a stop to that and to protect the animals themselves in this forest. That's it.
We're supposed
moments
to be
pass,
looking for
nothing.
info.
Particularly happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not being sneaky then.
I guess not. I just kind of yelled.
Yep.
What if this is the poacher?
I don't know.
I got the birds flying around vibe gave me like a, I don't know.
Did anything happen? After
No,
Zogar?
after
No,
he called that
I
out,
don't know.
nothing really seemed to happen.
Are
He
there
seemed very comfortable in the lake. I
um,
don't know if he's the poacher.
elk tracks? Are there any human tracks or humanoid tracks that aren't ours? Is there scuffle evidence?
Make a survival check.
Oh darn.
Do you want to assist me with that?
Yes, I would love to. Just,
That's not gonna help much. Well, it's a 14. That's not horrible.
And that's
Total.
an advantage.
Yep.
Okay.
I botched on advantage.
You look around. You notice that there's. You notice that there's some tracks, but they're not exactly humanoid. You notice that there's a lot of wildlife that does come to this area. You notice that there are what appear to be large hoof prints that could potentially be elk. You're not very familiar with elk footprints. But none humanoid that you can quite tell.
Well, I see elk footprints here, so we're at least in the right area. Maybe
Should
we can
we-
try to follow them or try to head in a direction that it looked like they were going.
yeah, I think we
Oh.
just keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it look like they're going in one particular direction of the, like, if we're going up facing the lake, is it like left or right? There's like more tracks.
Well, the tracks kind of lead up to the water, and with your 14, you can't quite tell
Yeah.
which direction they head off because there's a lot of tracks here. This appears to be a major watering hole for a lot of different animals. The only ones that really stuck out to you, though, were the moon elk moon elk tracks.
Well, it's at this point it was getting a little late, right? Or am I mistaken?
It's about 5 or 6 in the afternoon.
Should we just do a lap around the lake?
Yeah, sure.
I think that's a good idea. And then as it starts to get dark, maybe we can find a place to
Mhm.
hide and,
Yeah.
and look and
I
keep
was
an eye
going to
out.
suggest hunkering down and just
Yeah.
keeping an eye out.
Yeah, absolutely. So you begin making your way around. Who all's circling the lake? What is everyone specifically doing?
I mean, I would like to assume we were all staying together and just kind of looking around.
I want to keep an eye out for any evidence of people.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check again for me, Lockdown.
That's marginally better. 8.
8. Okay. So you guys make your way around. Lockdown's kind of scanning around. Zogamar, out of the corner of your eye, with your passive perception of 15, You notice the top of a head kind of pop up above the water, and as you kind of turn to look, it dips back down.
I was literally going to say Zogomar is definitely keeping his eyes on the water. Like, he's so curious.
Yeah, it was like right out of your peripheral, so you didn't get a good look at the top of the head, but you did notice that the top of the head of the bluish figure did kind of rise up. You did see some hair briefly, kind of a darker shade, but you couldn't get a whole lot of detail from that moment.
Okay. Thinking that maybe they could see from underwater, I will just like kindly like give a very warm smile and a wave, and then let everyone know, like, just I'll do that, wait like 2 minutes maybe as we're circling, because I don't want to be like wave to them and then whisper like, oh, I see him, but like wave to this being, then after like 2 minutes be like, the person or being in the lake is keeping an eye on us. I saw them pop their head up and look at us. So
as you waved, you did notice like some ripples form.
Oh, okay. I think that they're, I don't know. I get the feeling that they're more curious about us rather than hostile.
Do we just sit, maybe?
I think maybe let's continue our lap around, and then maybe we can hunker down by the water before hunkering down in the tree line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, easy enough. You guys begin to make your way around the lake a couple of times, trying to see if you can get a better sense of the tracks and which direction they head off in. But there's not really any clear distinctions. On the second lap around, you do get further away from the lake, hoping to get some good idea of everything, but it's so well trampled that it looks like this is more of a herd of elk that have been moving around, and you're not entirely sure if the albino would be in that herd or not.
Were we given any information when you say whether they would be in that herd? Like, do we know that albino moon elk travel together, or like these poachers are looking for specifically albino elk within like non-albino herds?
They're looking for specifically albino elk.
Okay.
We did know that they were super rare. We learned that they were super rare.
On full moons, they light up.
All the elk, yeah.
Oh, it's all. Oh, yeah, all of it.
All the elk. Well,
we're also assuming albino moon elk travel with regular moon elk.
That's
what I'm wondering.
And
how that works.
It's 2 nights till a full moon, I believe, because it was a day and a half here. So
not tonight, but tomorrow evening.
Yeah,
correct.
And that's gonna be our best time to actually find the elk.
Well, maybe we hunker down for a little bit and then try to head back a ways, maybe find a clearing and camp and try again tomorrow night.
I think that's a good idea. But yeah, I do like Kaithana's idea of sort of staying near the water for a little bit to see if, like, just kind of sitting still facing the lake.
And maybe if someone better at survival than I am can possibly camouflage our camp a little bit so it's more unassuming. Possibly the animals will just come up, or just like not feel threatened that there's something else here that would keep them from coming to drink water in the evening.
Yeah.
While we're kind of hanging out in that area, I would like to climb a tree.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Okay, which dice?
That is the ultimate question.
Oh, not that one.
Okay, the amethyst ones that liked me last week weren't working. They gave me a 2. These don't like me so much either. So it's a 7 plus 2 for acrobatic, so 9.
9? Well, it's easy enough to do because you're a tabaxi. This is just to kind of gauge how quickly you do it. So you make your way up to a tree and you start climbing up it. You're trying to get used to the feeling of doing the climbing again. And there's that innate, like, oh, I can use my claws to maneuver my way around, but it's still, you're still relearning the skills of being a tabaxi and climbing and stuff. But you managed to do it pretty easily.
Starting to think I'm not a very athletic dude. I'm keeping an eye out, but I kind of like the idea of being alone for a little bit.
Yeah. No, that's reasonable. Alrighty. Okay, so what's everyone else doing during this downtime?
Yeah, so I would like to try to find just like an area where like a rock jets out into the water a little bit, or like there's a little piece of land that like a mini peninsula or something to just kind of like sit cross-legged facing the water.
Yeah, absolutely. So the lake is not exactly a perfect circle. There's some bumps and grooves and stuff, and there's a couple streams that lead out from it. Nothing like too difficult to get across. You can probably step across all of them. From the eastern side of the lake, there is a large stone that's smooth and wet, clearly from condensation that's fallen off of the trees and also rain and from the mist and everything, that leans off of the shore and onto the lake, and it is the same rock that you saw the humanoid sitting on earlier.
Oh, okay. So the humanoid it wasn't like an island rock in the middle of the lake. It's one that I could get to. Like, oh,
yes.
I don't know if I want to. I don't think I'm going to sit right on where they were, just out of respect. But like, I'll kind of definitely be close to that. Like,
yeah,
like a couple rocks over, or like maybe like 10 feet away or something.
Okay, absolutely. Bailey, what are you doing?
I'll just be on the shore close to where Zogamar is, but just not on the rocks, but just like if I felt the need to get there, I could, but I'll think.
And Lockdown, what are you doing?
To kind of stay together-ish, I'm gonna be like 40 feet towards the lake from wherever Longfang's tree is. You know, within reach, but
yeah,
and just completely as robotically as possible, stand completely still as to not disturb anything that should come near me.
There's a small sound of whirring gears and other impulses within your body. Zogamar and
invisible.
Bailey, Zogamar and Kaithana, you guys are sitting there looking out along the pond, and as you do, you notice that there's a lot of fish here. There's a lot of vegetation inside the pond. It's a beautiful biome of wildlife, and just it's absolutely gorgeous. Very peaceful, very tranquil. You can see down to the bottom from where you are, but if you look out a little ways, it does get a little bit murky and does cloud up a little bit. So you can't quite see all the way through the lake, but when you're close to the water, you can look down and see fairly easily to the bottom of the pond.
Nice.
A few moments pass. Longfang is sitting in his tree, relaxing. And for a brief moment, both Zogamar and Kaithana, you notice the top of the head pop up and pop back down, looking in your direction.
I give another kind wave and don't move.
There's this kind of calming presence, this kind of feeling of relaxation that kind of wells over you as you are sitting there looking over this lake. And as you feel the peace settle inside of you, you notice the head pops up again, a little bit closer this time, and then pops back down.
I'll just sit crisscross on the edge of the bank.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is kind of indicating, like, I don't want to make any sudden moves or anything. So, I'm staying.
Yeah. Lockdown, this second time you do actually see it.
I'm looking for deer.
Oh, you're looking out for elk? I gotcha.
I'm like Drax. I'm just like, I'm invisible.
Actually, during this time, a bird does come over and land on your head at one point because you are standing so still.
Friend.
A few more moments pass. A little bit closer again, you see the head pop up and dip down. Then after a little bit, Zogamar, you're looking out upon the lake, and you see, from where it was rather clear before, you notice that it's a little bit darker, and you see two eyes looking up at you from underneath the water.
Um,
How far am I away from Zogamar currently?
You're about like 10 feet.
just in case.
Good to know.
Yeah, no, I was, as much as this is exciting, I'm also like, like, you never know.
I changed to like going from crisscross to just on my knees, but like sitting.
All of
Nice.
a sudden, a kraken reaches up out of the pond.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm ready.
Yeah.
We haven't
yeah.
had a fight yet, so,
So
Dude.
it's just staring at you right now, blinking occasionally.
I think I'm gonna try to maintain eye contact. I'm thinking
Mhm.
cat rules with this thing, like.
And it
longer-
slowly reaches its hand up until it's like just below the surface of the water.
I don't go to the surface of the water, but I kind of like reach out toward the water.
The hand kind of comes up and touches yours, and it's cold. It's cold and it's wet, but it's not slimy. And as that happens, it kind of like pulls its hand back, and then you see this blue humanoid creature come swimming around the side of the rock, up back to the position that it was originally, as you see it kind of climb its way back on top of the rock, looking at you, looking at Bailey, kind of doubles back to look at Lockdown and up at the tree to notice Longfang. And it just kind of slowly comes up, sits back down, looks at all of you. And as you look over this creature more, you notice that it has long blue hair that kind of wraps down around its body. It doesn't have particularly masculine features, but it doesn't have particularly feminine features either. There's not really a whole lot that you can discern about them from just that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't appear to be wearing much clothing, but they are wearing what appears to be some pond foliage around their person in kind of a clothing-esque manner. And they just kind of sit there coyly, and they just look over at you guys and looks right at you, Zogmar, and says, "Can I help you?"
There's nothing in particular that, well, yes, actually, I didn't want to impose, but we understand that there's people in this area who are doing harm to some of the moon elk that live here, and we were trying to find those people and stop them.
Oh, also, anyone who wants to make an Arcana check can go ahead and make an Arcana check.
I was
Oh,
also going to ask if we can tell what species they are.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh God, nat one.
I got a 3, but
Get
I
him
don't
out
know. I don't know what my Arcana is, so this will be some fun information.
I don't even know what magic is. What is magic?
Longfinger 4 doesn't really tell you all that much. Zogamar, you rolled a 4, you said?
A 3.
A 3? All right. Your 5 doesn't tell you much either about this thing.
Okay.
Lockdown's 2 total doesn't really tell him much. And what did you roll, Kaipana?
I rolled an 11, which I know is a -1, so 10.
Yep, that's a 10. Yeah, so you guys are looking at this creature, and you're not quite able to tell much about it, just based off of its appearance. You're not. None of you seem to have met a creature like this before. What did you say again, Zogamar?
Oh yeah, it was just we understand that there are people here trying to do harm to the moon elk, and we are trying to find them and ideally put a stop to this.
You see it kind of get a little standoffish as you say that, and they look you up and down and says, Are you one of those?
One of who?
The people that have come in search of the moon elk.
No, we are in search of the people who are in search of the moon elk. If we do seek the moon elk, it is to protect them rather than to acquire them.
Good. They deserve to be protected.
Have you lived among them for a long time?
For a while. Ever since I came to this strange land. They kind of look around at the trees and stuff. It's nice here, though.
I noticed that too. It's quite beautiful.
The figure looks at Kaithana. I've never seen someone like you before. Hi.
I've seen someone like you before.
Well, Naiad aren't very common out here.
Where are they common?
The Feywild.
What brings you here?
That's a long story.
I think we got time.
Well, there were some invaders into the Feywild. And my people, the village that we were in, was... It was damaged badly. The few of us that managed to get away fled. And I, myself and one other, did manage to escape the Feywild entirely. We don't know what's happened since then, but this is where we are now.
Where's your companion?
They were taken.
By whom?
The meanies. Oh,
Do you-
did you? Oh,
She said, by whom?
By
Oh.
whom?
I
Yeah.
said, the meanies.
Oh. Are these the same that are mean to the moon elk?
Yeah.
Question: are me and Lockdown close enough to hear any of this?
Yeah, you guys can hear it.
Okay,
Yeah, you're
When-
close enough
I'm
to
per-
hear all those.
I'm perching further out on the branch.
Do you have a name we can call you?
No.
Would you like one?
You see her kind of think a bit. Yeah.
What do you like to do?
Well, I like to swim. I like to play with the fish. I like to make music.
Would you like to choose your own name?
I don't know many names.
That doesn't matter.
You see them kind of look around a little bit. Lily pad.
It's perfect.
My name is Zogamar.
I'm Kaithana.
Zogamar. Kaithana. Nice to meet you. I'm Lilypad.
And over there, I'll point. That's our friend
Yes.
Lockdown and our friend Longfang.
They seem neat.
They are neat. That is a apt descriptor for them.
We can't quite understand what you're going through, but we also are away from places that we used to know and feeling a little bit lost. So
Oh no.
yes, we've lost some of our memories, and we're brought together because we're trying to figure out where we came from.
They kind of slide down the rock pretty quickly and place both of their hands on either side of your head. And
Okay.
all of a sudden your vision kind of goes black. Kaithana, you notice Zogamar kind of goes limp for a second. And then all of a sudden they pull their hands back and your vision comes back and they just look at you and go, I can't do anything about that. It's not natural.
Oh, I'm kind of like reeling a little bit, just like, well,
What is it you tried to do?
yes, thank you for trying.
Oh,
I'm, like,
I was
standing on the
trying to
branch
heal
now.
his mind.
Do you usually heal minds or bodies or?
Well, My older brother used to be able to do it, but he never got to teach me.
Is your brother the one who was taken, or is that a different friend of yours?
No, it was my brother.
How long ago was your brother taken by these meanies?
Less than a season ago.
Well, what we want to do already is to find them so that it was enough information that they were hurting the moon elk for us to go and find them and put a stop to it. So knowing now that they've also taken someone that you love and care about, I think that just we want even more to stop them and hopefully find your brother.
Also, they've been really mean to my friends.
Which friends?
The big white ones.
Oh,
The moon elk, the big white moon elk.
Mm-hmm. Those.
Do they come here often?
Not here.
Where do
Not
they go?
since last time.
Sure.
were you able to?
I gave
mean-
them a little bit of a scare.
Good
The
girl.
poachers or the elk?
Good
The
person.
poachers.
Good.
We're trying to find where they might go again. So hopefully we can give them a little bit of a scare. Do you think you can help us?
Maybe. One of my friends, he hasn't been around in a while. And I kind of miss him. He's the only other one that I know of in this area. And if you can find him and bring him to me, hold on a second. And she kind of like slides off the rock and dives into the water. A couple moments pass. A couple more moments pass. And then shortly after those moments pass, she kind of climbs back up onto the rock. However, this time in her hand appears to be a jug made of silver with very intricate turquoise patterns looking like waves around the bottom of it where it gets a little bit more round. Well, if you help me find my friend and get him back here so I can look after him, you can have this. And she sets it down.
What is it?
It's a jug.
It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Where
And
was
she
the
kind of
rock?
takes it and starts pouring it out. And you see this like really crisp, really clean water come out of it, despite the fact that it was underneath the pond for so long. And she's just sitting there holding it.
So
Does
your
the water stop?
Continue your conversation.
does your friend? Sorry, your friend is the. You said is the only of the white elk in this area. I think that's who we want to find as well to protect them against the meanies. So I think that the best shot that they have is back here with you. So we definitely can bring them here.
Thank you. And after that conversation happened, she kind of tilts it back, but it didn't look like it had any intention of stopping.
Hmm.
Cool.
And they kind of lower it into the lake, and you see it kind of drift off.
So, do you think the moon elk will come back to this area, knowing that you're their friend? Do they come here often?
He used to. Like I said, it's been a while. But I feel like if he knew it was safe to come back, he would.
Hmm.
Do they know they've been bothered here specifically?
Do you know of any other water sources they would go to? Maybe we could check out.
There's another pond that way. and she kind of points off in the direction of the northwest. And she just kind of sits there and she goes, but I don't know how far. My friends tell me about it.
Okay.
That's enough of a lead for us to start looking. When we find your friend, we'll bring them back here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lilypad.
When you scared the meanies away, which way did they go?
That way. And she kind of points off to the east.
And when was that?
Less than a season ago.
Okay, so it's been a while. Okay. All right. I think we might want to go check out that pond. Maybe now.
I think so.
Start that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Come back and visit.
We will.
She says as you guys start making your way away
Downtown.
from that little area.
Are we sure we want to go to the pond first? Should we not?
I think like
If they took her friend, would they not go to a camp instead of a pond?
Well, she said it happened less than a season ago, so I don't think it was within the fortnight.
Yeah, and we don't know if they were they taken or were
Well,
they
small children typically have terrible memories.
or
He
lost?
thinks that's a child.
I
Yeah,
think
we don't necessarily know that they've been taken anywhere.
And we can't be sure that they're camping in the same spot if it's been a while. I
Mhm.
think our best bet might be to go find more elk because we already know these guys are attracted to them.
Yeah, we might find both if we try to find it. If we go and find the, I know that our mission is to go and find the poachers, but as much as I want to find out more about my past and do what Tilquin wants us to do, I think I'm a little bit more compelled by this mission right now.
Well, and also like the way to find the poachers is also to find the elk. So.
Yeah.
But if we find them away from their camp, does it not attract
Well, we could
us
follow
from...
them to their camp if we're hidden well enough.
That's true.
This makes sense. I approve of this.
I think either way, finding the elk will kind of give us all the information we need.
Mm-hmm.
Very good questions. I was thinking the same things, Lockdown.
It's just that they're in two opposite directions. So
It's very interesting choices. And
Well,
I think we just have to pick one. And this one, I think, has better chances.
well, she said the pond was to the northeast and
Northwest.
Northwest. Ah, never mind. Mm-hmm.
that's Lockdown's issue.
Yeah, they are.
So the direction in which they ran away was specifically toward camp. If they were running away in
Mhm.
Ideally, a human poacher would run away towards camp. It makes sense.
yeah,
They
it just
don't always, though.
Run
Uh,
to safety. It's
Lily-
Humans don't make sense.
Lily Pad,
that's the truth.
is she still there?
She is. She's currently playing her flute.
Lily Pad, do you mind telling me what you did to scare them away the first time?
It was kind of a bad joke.
I like bad jokes.
Do you want to see it?
Sure.
Okay.
I hate the Fae.
So she kind of dips back into the water, and then all of a sudden the water kind of starts to swirl and swirl and swirl. And then all of a sudden this giant elemental style creature comes clawing out of the lake, and you just hear like this. And then the water sloshes back down, and she just goes, "Rah!"
That'll do it.
That is a great joke, Lilypad. That is a great joke.
Thank you. I'm pretty proud of it.
You did good. All right, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. If I saw that, I think running away in any direction would be the answer.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I'm glad you're on our side.
Well, I can't do anything, but don't tell them that.
Oh no. It does plenty. Trust me.
Yeah.
Very well. We all want to go to the next pond.
I think so. We'll be back, Lilypad. Thank you again.
Be safe.
All right. I mean, we'll start heading in that direction. If it gets too late, we'll make camp at some point.
Yeah.
So you guys begin making your way roughly around this time after everything that's happened. It's probably about 7:30, almost approaching 8 o'clock at night. How long into the night do you want to travel?
How long do we need to? How many hours do we need to everyone get a full long rest?
With like watches and stuff.
Around 7.
Okay.
And lockdown can do the whole night if needed.
Right.
We need a couple
Well-
more hours.
Well, I mean, can you guys see in the dark? No, right?
Oh, I cannot. Damn it.
Yeah.
But
But it wouldn't be terrible to sleep during the day if our target comes out at night.
that's
True.
yeah.
We can go until like dawn.
I was thinking that as well. And Longfang and I can lead the way. It's not like if it's
I've never played a character that didn't. This is gonna be difficult for me.
Zogamar and Longfang are the only two with dark vision.
Mhm.
Okay. I
But
know you
as
hate
the
this.
night continues, it's not dark by any means.
Oh, because it's a
Full
near
moon.
full moon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
near a full moon.
That's true.
Through the mist, like the mist kind of acts like a little bit of an amplifier too. As you guys continue down this path in the direction that you that Lilypad pointed you towards the pond, you're making your way through these trees. They're large spruce, large oak, large various different types of trees, and you're just making your way through, and the mist kind of creates this like radiant, almost rainbow effect as the light from the moon shines through it. It creates a almost sparkling treetop as you look up, but the light kind of transcends and creates this almost omnipotent light source. There's very few shadows here.
Well, the
Is
dark
anyone,
will come into play at another time.
I'm
is
like
anyone
go ahead.
is anyone else uncomfortable by the wide variety of trees?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Would you prefer if they were more uniform or there were fewer different
Well, you have-
types?
You have to think how trees spread. Would it not make sense for big groups of the same tree to be close instead of a variety of trees?
Not necessarily. Sometimes a lot of animals, like birds and stuff, will just drop stuff randomly. Or
Birds drop things.
Could also be some fey trickery.
that too.
What is Fae?
Oof, we go into a long conversation. Well, actually, I don't know. So I don't know if without memory, like how much I even know. About
Yeah,
Fae.
I don't know how
It-
much. Like this is.
I'm trying
Make a
not to
history
let my,
check, Zogamar.
History.
I'm trying not to let my hatred of the Fae come out.
What were you saying, Kaithana?
You have a hatred of the Fae?
Like, if the Feywild is a part of our universe, that might not necessarily have to do with like losing our memory, but I don't know.
I hope I'm getting all my bad rolls out now because that was a 3 for history.
Y'all,
Ugh.
all of my rolls have been under 5.
3 turns
Not
into
cute.
a...
I had such great rolls last week.
All right, a 10. You managed to
Oof.
recall a few stories about the Fae.
I figured I would be proficient in
Yeah. And
history.
also, I don't know if that's metagaming. Never mind.
But like knowing it's another plane of existence, there's a whole another like subset of,
Yeah. Would we remember just general things about the Fae?
How common is the
Zogamar
Fae in
does.
this world? Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm
Yes.
asking. I'm
Got
like,
it.
want to know if
Yeah.
it's general knowledge or not general knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we're walking, I just
Fae
kind of
is
tell.
not super general knowledge in this area.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah. So as we're walking, I just kind of fill in
Well-
like whatever gaps I know about.
Can-
that it's a plane or like a
Mhm.
yeah.
Can I do a history check since it seems that Zogmar and I somehow went to like a similar school
You can
or
make
something?
you can make a history check if you want to.
I'm so nervous. Big money, no whammies. Ah, thank God, 16.
With an 18, you can't can recall the stories that Zogamar is telling as he tells them, but besides that, you're not having any sparks of memories of your own.
Okay.
But you do remember Zogamar telling you about this.
I'm also thinking of some choice adjectives to describe the beautiful like mists and colors and stuff to write down before bed.
So, question. Just from remembering some things I think you told me, Zogamar,
Mhm.
was it smart to give, the Fae person all our names?
I'm a very trusting person, and I don't know why, but I think that there are things that happen in the Fae that are different than here that can hold people to different standards or can bind people magically. But I think someone who is a refugee from invaders finding refuge in this place and talking to us, even if they can do things, I think as long as we are truthful about wanting to help them, that they're not going to hurt us.
Yeah. There are good and bad people in every species.
Mhm.
Also, we have their name, so I don't know how official that process was for Faye, but
But she said she didn't know her name. What if that wasn't true? What if she just gave herself her own name so that she couldn't give us her real name?
I did think about that. But
Oh,
Okay.
see, no.
It's fine. She's super adorable. So maybe we
Fairies
just...
can't lie.
I was gonna say
Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
They can give us half truths though.
I think we're judging this person too much. Let's keep walking. Let's find her friend.
we
A
do.
couple hours pass as you
I
guys...
have been burned before.
What were you saying, Kathana?
I was gonna say, regardless, we're gonna go back to her anyway.
Fair.
So a couple hours pass as you guys make your way through this beautiful landscape of light, mist, and trees. You're all starting to get a little bit tired. Do you want to keep pressing on, or do you want to stop and make camp? It's roughly about 9:30, 10 p.m.
I think we'll try to go through until dawn. Pulling
Okay.
all night.
Okay.
Just because, right? Or like
Yeah. It's funny because I think that that's what Zogamar wants to do, but me sitting here thinking of playing all-nighter is making me miserable.
Yep.
Um,
I
Yeah.
think we should push on.
I think Longfang's just very go with the flow at this moment. He
gotcha.
really does not want to think too much about anything.
Okay.
If Longfang gets too tired, Lockdown can give him a piggyback.
yeah. If I start to feel actively like
You're also
exhausted
all
to
on
the point
horseback.
of
Oh yeah, I
Oh
vote.
my god! The poor horses!
Oh,
Oh,
now we
no.
have to rest.
you guys, the horses are fine. The horses are fine. They're fine. They're
We'll have
fine.
to put a horse down because
We're
they
not
moved the
like-
leg.
We're
Or
not
an ox.
galloping through the lands for 20 hours
Yeah,
straight.
no,
We're
you're just at a
easy.
medium trot.
rolling.
Yeah, I think once we notice that the horses are very tired or notice detrimental effects of us being exhausted, then let's make camp.
It's not
Yeah.
good to drive while sleepy, you guys.
True.
I need someone to make, or actually, I need everyone to make Constitution saving throws.
I was gonna say our people have their
No.
brains, so
Oh no, maybe.
Finally, a good one.
I don't know if it's-
Ugh,
Oh, not one!
this is terrible.
I'm not. This is not a good moment, you guys.
got,
11.
12.
11, 12. Okay, so Longfang, your 5 doesn't do it. You're starting to get a little bit tired. Kathon, you said 11?
I mean, 9, but I know I have a +2.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, and Zogamar, you rolled a 12.
Yes.
Your 13 does you well. Lockdown.
15.
Your 18 does you well. So as you guys continue trotting along through the trees, kind of at a slow pace, you see Longfang kind of in the middle of the group just kind of start.
I'm gonna fall off my freaking horse with a nat 1.
You can sleep while riding a horse. It's
You
a
can.
thing.
You see him kind of rocking back and forth, kind of drowsing off a little bit. But this is around 3, 4 in the morning. You can tell that it's kind of getting towards the end of the night.
I am a cat, so I need some sleeps.
Yeah, I think we should try to find. 'Cause who knows how long it'll take us to find a good place to camp. So let's look for somewhere.
All right, everyone that's looking, make a perception check.
I'm giving this dice one more chance before it goes in dice tray.
Ooh, good.
Nat 20!
Hey!
Finally, something good.
What roll is this?
Tell me
Perception.
something good.
I mean, it's fine.
Nat
13.
20.
7 total.
Get
Seven
an-
total.
18, I think, becomes a 23.
It does. Well, let me double check for you real quick, since you said I believe.
I don't want to
Yes,
cheat.
23.
Okay. Cool.
All right, so you guys are looking around, and despite... Oh, did you roll at disadvantage, Longfang? Because you're
Shit.
exhausted?
God damn it. God damn it.
Brutal.
I guess I need,
Brutal.
but I don't think I did well to begin with.
Mm.
Spence, how'd you
18.
feel
Oh, no,
Ah.
you succeeded on your exhaustion check.
Oh, okay.
What was it?
18.
18? Okay.
And that's
Yeah.
sorry, what check was that? Perception?
Perception.
So 22.
22?
Ooh,
Yeah.
baby.
So with the 22 and the 23, despite Longfang being really tired...
I still got
Well, sorry, not despite Longfang being really tired. Longfang is very tired, and so he's looking for a place to take a
Yeah.
nap. He wants to go to sleep. And you and Zogamar kind of notice it relatively at the same time. There's this nice little clearing with several bushes around. That's not too close to the path that you're currently on. It's maybe about 15, 20 feet off of the path. But you guys can see it because your dark vision is really helpful. Despite it already being pretty well lit, you get a little bit of extra clarity on it. And you do notice it. And Longfang, there is a tree with a branch that looks perfect.
God bless. I'm like, Zogomar,
But the
Zogomar,
rest of us are screwed. No, I'm just kidding.
Zogomar,
Yeah.
Zogomar, build your little mud hut thing.
Well, I don't know if I start digging through the bag to see if I can find another marble.
Make an investigation check.
Oh no. I rolled the dice that I can't see until I pick it up. Investigation is a 10 plus 7, I think.
Yep, 17. You shuffle through the bag. You don't really find anything. You do find some small little like foam stickers that are in the shape of like a butterfly and a flower. But that's about it.
So just more dolphins kids.
Okay,
All
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to that tree. Going to the tree.
From what you
Only
can
tree.
gather, this might have been their tent that he let you guys borrow while you guys went on this journey.
Can we find a president for Delphin's?
Got a
Cave
9
while
on an
we're
acrobatics.
out here?
9 on acrobatics. You managed to shuffle your way up the tree pretty easily.
I'm so sleepy. No better than the last time. Just
And you rolled that at disadvantage?
damn it. That one.
Wow.
So you see Longfang kind of do that thing that cats do where they stretch out, leaning
I
up
go
the tree.
nudge Lockdown, and I'm like, go help him.
And as he kind of stretches, he slips and falls down to the side a little bit. And just start
Lockdown.
like paws at the tree.
Lockdown lifts him up a little.
Okay, you lift him up and he manages to climb into the spot and curl up to rest.
He's just kneading dough. Just
Do we have the other normal camping supplies?
Yeah,
to make
you have
a
like
tent?
you've got you have a tent. Like you were
Okay.
about to set up the tent last time when a bead fell out.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll just set up the tent for the three of us that'll be sleeping.
Oh, that's
Assuming.
a good question.
2 of us. 2.
Oh yeah, because you're like the gargoyle outside, just like posted
What'd
up.
you say, Kathana?
Do we have like an explorer pack or packs like with stuff?
You have a tent with a pot and a pan that was given to you, along with all the other equipment that you were given.
Cut that.
Yeah.
Noted. Next
they
time.
didn't even bother giving us tinder because you can make fire.
Yep, basically.
Uh,
Oh, and they
as-
did also give you some rations.
Yeah.
Rations. I was gonna be like bedrolls, like rope, torches.
No bedrolls.
Damn it!
No torches, no rope.
Think about that because that always is like automatic, and I'm just like, no.
As
Okay.
Zogramar sets up
Longfang
camp.
lifts up his head and is like, whoever wants to join the branches bag is.
Who's setting up camp?
I will.
Zogramar.
Make a survival check.
I'll help you.
Ooh.
Also, like we don't need to do a fire. Like we're going to sleep. Like I feel like we don't need to set up a fire. We don't need to. We're
It's relatively warm temperatures here.
18 total.
18 total. Was that with
Yeah.
advantage since Kython is helping you?
Yes.
Okay.
Will my
Alrighty.
exhaustion go away in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just wondering if
Um,
I have to mark it on my sheet or not.
All right,
Amazing.
I'm gonna-
so you set up camp. It looks nice. Lockdown, what were you saying?
I'm gonna feed the animals.
Okay.
Give them their oat bags.
Mhm.
You notice Lockdown just kind of taking care of the animals, holding the bag of oats to their face, pulling it away, moving to the next one.
I'm wondering how defendable our little camp is. Is it
It's
a clear?
it's pretty defendable. There's trees relatively safely positioned around you guys, and with the bushes, they're not just small bushes. They're pretty large bushes.
Okay.
Barely the top of your tent sticks out, maybe about half a foot.
Can some but one can we like try to camouflage our little camp a little bit? I mean, I don't know what good that's gonna be with the horses right
With the
here.
18, since that's kind of what you guys were talking about previously, when Zogamar was building the tents, or the tent, because it's a large 3-person tent, you notice that he also took the precautions to try and camouflage it and make it not noticeable from the outside view.
Cool. Great. I would like to go to the animals and hopefully just I see how they're doing, soothe them. Hopefully they have a good sleep and aren't going to cause a ruckus.
Yeah,
Rub
absolutely.
them down.
Make
'cause
an animal
they've
handling
been
check.
working all day.
You don't actually care about those animals. You just want your stats.
Brad is so mad at you. He's been trying to do that forever.
I really have.
Fuck them horses.
What'd you say, Kevin?
Horsies. I rolled a 15. I mean, animal handling's wisdom, so I pretty much know.
15. They seem pretty okay with you.
Assuming.
Mhm.
But it's good to know for sure. But I like animals. Let me like animals.
I'm just
Brad
upset.
is so salty right now. Look at his face.
I've been trying to force an animal handling check since
You're just
day
feeding
one.
them. You're not trying to like control them or anything. And from what you've been
'Cause they're
doing,
friends.
your actions have been
Oh,
getting
yeah, no,
taken in a
they
way
like
that
me.
doesn't happen. Yeah.
I think I don't
That's
have to
so
force
funny.
them
I want
to
the
like.
animals to like me.
They seem to like you. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
thank you.
I think I will. I don't know how we're doing. I always forget how the watches work with lockdown, but I want to stay up for like if some of us other than lockdown need to keep an eye out, I will take first watch because I just want to write some stuff down from the day.
I am knocked out.
Yeah.
Then I will,
As you're setting up, I'm gone.
yeah, I'll go to sleep then if you'll stay up for the first one, Zogmar.
Cool.
All right. Lockdown, Zogamar, make a perception check for the first watch. It's so nice not having to pull up your perception stats because you guys know them.
17 total.
17.
12 total.
12 total. All right. So you guys are. Do you guys want to do anything during your watch?
I am just writing, like, I don't know if it's poetry. I don't know. I'm just trying to get some word flow going about how this place makes me feel.
Lockdown.
Cute.
I'm like trying to just see if I can see like any glows within the forest, like of fires, because it's late, right?
Yeah.
Because he's still like, we need to find that poacher's camp.
No, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, it's early now, right? The sun's
Yeah,
coming up.
it's getting close to early morning. You guys aren't quite at sunrise,
Oh.
but it's coming up on it. So
Oh.
you're sitting there, Zogamar. You're focused writing, but you look up occasionally as you continue writing your poetry. Kind of every time you look up to scan the horizon and look around to see if you notice anything, you are also taking in the little bits of nature and beauty that you can use to amplify your poetry. As you do so, you look around. You don't notice too much, but you do see fireflies kind of lighting up in the distance and drifting away, lighting up in the distance, drifting away. Lockdown, you're also seeing this, and that's kind of the capacity of the glowing that you're seeing through this. The night sky has slowly begun to twilight into the early hours of the morning, and everything seems rather peaceful. About halfway through your watch, you hear what appears to be a stirring, but remaining quiet, you guys look out and see on the trail that you were walking on before, because it's not necessarily like a trail that humanoids have created, but it appears to be a natural migration path or travel path. And as you look back at the path that you were traveling on before, you notice several large elk kind of just slowly walking along the trail. None of them appear to be white. They all have the silvery sheen of their fur, and also the lighter, whiter velvet horns.
Yep.
But none of them appear to be white, and it's a pack of about, or a herd of about 9 of
A
them.
deer trail.
Whoa. And they're clearly going in one direction together.
Yes, they are clearly heading in the direction that you guys were heading.
Okay. I think I'll just kind of confer with Lockdown and be like, I think we do need to sleep for the night, so I don't know that we should follow them now, but should we let the others know and see if they think differently, or should we just let them know when we wake them up?
Well, are you waking Kaithana up for a watch with me? Or am I taking over completely? I do not need sleep this night.
Okay. I think I will wake Kaithana up. Is it
For
toward
next
the end of...
watch.
Yeah.
That was kind of near the middle of the watch, but after it passed on, you guys kind of just sat there and talked about it a little bit. They walked off into the distance rather peacefully, and finally it starts to get a little bit more closer to day, and your watch has come to an end based off.
It is far
your
too late to
agreed upon
follow
timing.
I
Unless you want to wake her up earlier.
was your instinct to follow them as they're leaving away? I don't want to. If this is why I think maybe we should discuss this as a group, but I think that
The group's asleep.
exactly. But that's why I'm asking if we should wake them up. I think that would scare them. I don't know.
I am very silent.
That's true.
Like a little like bug gets stuck in a cog, you just like just a pop.
Okay, then actually no, you're not.
As you say, I am very quiet. Make a stealth check for me.
11, 18 altogether.
Yep. You see Lockdown kind of stand completely still after saying that. And there's no sound of his gears whirring. You can't tell he's there.
Lockdown, don't go very far. But just follow them for like 10 minutes and then come back to camp. I don't want us to separate.
I shall be back before you go to sleep.
Okay.
So during this time, while you're sitting there kind of wondering, should I have sent Lockdown out on his own? Lockdown, it's about 10 minutes in, which is what Zogamar told you to do. And you notice that they're just continuing along this path. There's no real diversion or anything that they take. They don't really stop. They appear to be heading somewhere. Do you want to listen to your friend, or do you want to continue?
I was very particular. I'll be back before he goes to sleep. Another like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just see if the path goes anywhere.
It continues on a ways.
All right, I'll go back.
You make your way back. Zogamar, you see him arrive back at camp.
10 minutes later than I should have.
I write down what it looks like to see a beautiful robot in the mist.
After about 10 minutes, there is a little bit of a panic that sets down.
Yeah.
Mike, you just see glowing eyes coming out of the mist.
Anytime you roll badly for stealth, it'll just be like the eyes. They saw the eyes.
It'll just be Lockdown screaming, "I'm quiet!"
You don't see me.
Don't
Do we
worry,
need-
I am stealthy.
Is this a time for stealth? Just should
All
we
right.
be quiet?
Take these notes. Take these notes. These
But
are good.
yeah, and he comes back. You guys enjoy a nice, relaxing rest of your watches. The day begins to arc across into daytime. Are you waking up Kaithana for the next watch?
Yes. Yeah. And I will just, as I go in there, I'm just gonna say like, Lockdown did go and follow some moon elk. None of them were albino, but they're headed in the same way that we are down the path. If he wants to go follow someone again, just tell him to be back in like 10 minutes and then he'll be back in 15. It's all good.
Noted.
I'd like to think he just got caught up walking.
What is time? Yeah.
I am not a
Alrighty.
clock.
Lockdown, I need you to make another perception, and Kaithana, I need you to make a perception as well.
And does Lockdown want to do it with advantage?
Sure. Uh,
Not my forte, so
I got a 16 and a 1, so an 18 and a 1. I'll take the 18, please.
That's reasonable. So, Kaithana, you're just sitting there, really taking in the nature around you, and as Lockdown kind of looks out and potentially notices something, you peek out with him. Doesn't really appear to be much of anything stirring. It's mostly a bunch of like natural wildlife that you would expect in a forest such as this. Nothing particularly crazy. Lots of birds. During this time that you're sitting there with him on the watch, a bird does once again come over and land on his head. It's a different bird, but there's a point in time where he's so still that the bird just lands on him because it thinks that he's just a statue or something like that.
can I get like a little crumb from my ration and see if the bird eats it out of my hand?
Make an animal handling check. Now you're just rubbing it in his face.
You guys are mean! I want animals!
Then like them. Don't force them to like.
Love me! 11.
An
Total.
11. You hold it out to it, and it kind of seems a little skittish at first. And then as you kind of set the crumb down on Lockdown's shoulder, it hops down and pecks at the crumb and takes it up and then hops back on top of the head, lets out a little chirp. A couple minutes pass and it flies off.
I'll take it.
Nothing particularly happens during your guys' watch. It's a quiet time as the morning begins.
Okay.
Anyone doing third watch?
We'll wake up Longfang.
You've
I will-
taken
I
your
will,
full
like-
long rest at this point, Longfang.
I will wake up Longfang. You go get more sleep.
Okay. I'll go back to the tent.
Okay. Lockdown, how are you waking up Longfang?
With a game?
I light the tree off. I'm kidding.
Fire.
You do
We're
what?
not in. We're not on. I'm kidding.
I thought about that too. I was like, we're not inside and he hasn't started a fire yet.
Because he remembers particularly said Kaithana said they don't need fire. He's just gonna grab the branch and start shaking it. It is time to wake up.
Like just I imagine he's like hops up like he's surfing on the branch, just like
Yeah, no, you pop up immediately and you're just fucking alert now. And you feel very well rested, which is very surprising because of how tired you were. But now that you're up, you're up. You're feeling a little zoomy.
Yeah.
I was not able to get a sheet for the game. You are quite quick to wake up.
we do that a little more gently next time, huh?
I like to think he's not aware of how strong he is. So he was just like,
Oh yeah, no, 100%. He was just.
Just like hugging onto the tree, just still.
It
Maybe
also really
we do
like
this more gently next
All right.
time.
Longfang and Lockdown, go ahead and make a perception check for me to see how your night goes.
I also think it's just very funny that somehow I feel like by accident, Longfang is always the one teaching Lockdown life lessons.
This is not a good thing.
Like,
This
it's
is
just-
not a
It's
good
perfect.
thing.
It's perfect.
what's your perception boost? Should I give you
I gotta-
assistance or?
Well, I have a +4, but I got a 10.
I'm just gonna help him out.
Okay, roll with advantage then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's better. 14, so an 18.
Future reference, please call it out before rolls are made.
Yeah, sorry. I was
fine,
gonna
you're
call it
fine.
out,
Sorry.
but
That's another thing I wanted to just mention in general. Like, let's all just take a beat before you roll so that we have a chance to be like, let me help you.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm
help
guilty
action.
too, where I'll just roll right away and they're like, wait. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
My bad. I'm trigger happy.
You're
No,
fine. You're fine. It's okay. You got the
all are.
zoomies.
You know, Laura.
I was very rudely awakened, and I had a very bad day yesterday.
It was
So-
a reminder for myself too.
With an 18, you are able to. You're the help that you got from lockdown was giving you such a startling wake up that you are focused. You are attentive. You're noticing every little thing that happens around you, especially after the night that you've, like the previous night that you had. It's been pretty rough. And let me go ahead and roll to see if any dreams happen.
Oh, I should be sleeping.
So nervous.
Alrighty. Kaithana and Zogmar, you guys do actually have dreams.
Whoa.
Let's go with.
Like, yay, but also no.
Yeah, who knows?
Truly, at this point, truly
Let's
Like,
go
I
with
was-
nerve-wracking.
Zogamar before we do Kaithana, because Kaithana's is going to be a little bit longer.
Oh god.
Yep. Zogamar. As you go to rest after taking your as you go to take your rest, you feel this relaxation settle in after your watch ended. And in your dream, you come to on board a ship. And you feel the salt breeze flowing through your long white hair, your hands clutching a book in your up to your chest, and you come walking out onto the deck of the ship, and you're looking around expectantly. It's a massive ship. There's a lot of people moving around all over the place. It doesn't look like it's entirely sailors. There's probably a lot of people just seeking travel and passage on this ship. And as you're looking around, you see a small tabaxi boy kind of waving at you from the other side of the ship. And so you kind of begin walking towards him with a little bit of excitement. You get the sense that you guys have known each other for a while, despite being as young as you two are. And so you begin making your way up to him, and you say, Longfang, what are we doing today? And he kind of looks down at you, and he goes, well, Zogamar, I have it under good authority that there are sweets in the kitchen, and we're going to go get them. And you kind of look at him for a second, and you go, wait, how are we going to do that? And he goes, well, with my magic, of course. So you make your way down to the... You both kind of sneak your way around the ship. No one really pays attention to the children except occasionally noticing that you guys are rather cute and that you're probably not where you're supposed to be, but you do manage to sneak your way through. And eventually you make your way into the kitchen and you look out and you see these muffins, beautiful blueberry muffins, freshly made, crystallized sugar sprinkled on top. And Longfang just goes, "Watch this." And he raises out his hand, does a little twist around, and you see this large, what appears to be almost a ethereal cat paw kind of reach over and grab a hold of two muffins. And all of a sudden you see him kind of wince in pain. And give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. There was something else here that I needed to see. Yeah, you see him wince in pain.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, this large pool of grease forms underneath underneath both of you, and you kind of slip and fall and create a loud clattering sound as pots and pans are thrown everywhere. And after this happens, you hear, "Hey, give me back my muffins!" As the ship hand kind of starts running towards you, and you wake up. And that's where we'll bring everyone back.
Whew. We will be having some discussions in the morning. I am also going to go have a break while.
All right, Kaithana, you ready? Everyone, ears off. Kaithana. As you go for the second half of your rest after taking watch with lockdown, feeding the bird, you lay down and rest. And in your rest, you kind of get transported to this moment in time where you're look down at your hands, and they're not quite as big as your hands are now, but they're much bigger than they were in your last dream. And inside your hand is a bunch of breadcrumbs. And you kind of toss them out, and you're scattering them, and several birds, pigeons, and doves come fluttering down. You're in the courtyard that you were looking at before. This time not from the other side of a window. You are actually sitting down on a bench in this courtyard. And you toss out the bread, and birds come fluttering down, start pecking at it. A couple of them look at you. One lands on your shoulder, and you hold up bread to it, and it pecks at the bread. And a few moments pass as you're sitting there just relaxing, looking around at your surroundings, and you see that the gate entrance to the courtyard is locked up and chained. And you look out past it a little ways, and you notice that it leads into a larger area of a city beyond it. Kind of get up and you start making your way towards it, and you look out a little bit. You notice some people walking around in fine clothing, jewelry, large hats. You kind of make your way back a little ways, and you go back to the bench, and you hear a familiar voice come from behind you. "Kaithana, dear, you look troubled." And he slowly walks towards you, and you recognize it's the old man from your first dream with the gray hair. Human. And he slowly begins to approach you. He's got the red robes on with the dark blue trim, and you notice the symbol of the Church of the Crimson Dragon, red with a golden gold with a red crimson dragon in a sort of an Ouroboros with gold trim around the edges. And he kind of sits down.
That was on my sword.
That is correct.
The broken symbol. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of sits down, and he looks at you, and he says, "What has you troubled?" And as he does, you look up at him and you say, "I feel like I'm doing all this training. I've taken my oath. But how can I help people from here? I need to get out there. I need to see the world. I need to see the people. I need to be with the people if I want to help them. I can't do anything if I'm stuck here. And he just looks at you, and he's got this sadness on his face, and he just looks at you hurt, and he says, "The church sees you as an asset. A way to show that Kitus is still with us. Over the years, I've watched you grow from such a young little girl into the beautiful woman you are becoming." And he rests his hand softly on your cheek, and he pulls back. "I'm afraid they will never go for it. You know that, don't you?" You look at him and you take a moment to realize that and you feel like you're realizing something that you didn't want to believe is true, but you slowly do. And he just looks at you for a second, and he just, "Come, let's head inside." And he offers a hand out to you to help you up off the bench. And as you get up, he leans in really close to you and whispers into your ear, "Within the fortnight, I have made arrangements for you to be free." And that's when you wake up. And everyone that is asleep wakes up in the morning, ready for the new day to begin.
I would like to say, Kaithana and Lockdown, if would you two mind breaking down the camp? I kind of want to go for a walk with Longfang.
Sure.
Longfang, do you want to just like take a quick walk for me before we head out?
Okay.
You want us to mute?
No, I think that this is, I don't know. I guess it's up to Spencer, but I think
It's
that,
up to you guys.
It's up to you.
Yeah, they're your characters. It's up to you.
yeah, I don't think that you guys should mute.
Okay.
Maybe use knowledge differently or whatever. It's not that kind of thing. But okay. So as we're walking, I will just say, so I'm sorry that it seems like you're getting a lot of really bad dreams, and all of my dreams are about us and our friendship and relationship. But I had another one last night. So I wanted to tell you alone. It's nothing bad at all. I think it should be up to you whether you share your past with the group, since it's both of our pasts. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
So last night I saw myself much younger. I was on a boat, like a really crowded boat with a lot of people, and you were there too, and you were also small, young. I think we were traveling somewhere together. I don't know where, maybe here. But it seemed like we were already friends when we were little kids, and I kind of went up to you and asked you, like, what are we doing today? And you were like, we're gonna go steal some sweets from the kitchen. And I was like, oh, how? And you were like, with my magic. So I think that you've known about your powers for a long time, and that we've known each other, and that might be why we were friends wherever we ended up, because we were both outsiders who came from a different place.
Huh. Question. Is this sparking anything in me? Is this the boat from my first dream?
He hasn't described the boat in great detail, so you can't quite know if it's the same boat. It appears that in your dreams, the boat is very nondescript as to what you're seeing around you, because you're not so focused on the ship. You're more focused on whether it's each other or someone else involved on the ship that made the memory good or bad.
But there were
How-
a ton of people around. It seemed like it was a massive ship transporting a lot of people from one place to another.
From your memory,
How-
you do remember that there were a lot of people on it as well.
How small were we?
Probably
I think
around
that-
like 14 or 15.
Yeah, I think we were young,
So
not yet like teens.
I think this might be connected to the dream I had when I first woke up. But I didn't see you. It was just me and my mom. Did you see another tabaxi on board that you can remember, or?
No, but I mean, all that we're getting are these snapshots in time. So could be your mom was in bed or doing something else. Like this was some shenanigans we were getting up to together. Oh, also speaking of shenanigans, and I just want to point to like a leaf just out of his reach and to say, without climbing that tree, I want to see if you can get that leaf off of the tree. Just use your mind. I don't want to tell you how to do it because I think that these things kind of just come up naturally, but I think that you can get that leaf off of the tree without grabbing it with your own hand. Just think about it real hard.
Okay.
Visualize a hand grabbing the leaf.
Hey!
Okay.
Like extend your paw out. Like it's going further than your normal reach.
And as you open your eyes, you notice this small ethereal paw reaching up, grabbing a hold of the leaf. And as you pull your hand back, it stops. And you go to do it again, and it twists the leaf off and slowly brings it back down to your hand.
Yeah, that's something that you could do when you were a kid. So I figured you could probably do it now. You use it to help steal some muffins from the kitchen when we were on the ship.
What?
I got a mage hand, everybody!
Out of character celebratory moment.
Yes.
Can I just do that all the time? Like,
I don't know. I mean, it seemed like something that you didn't even have to try when you were young. And the way you talked about your magic when I asked how we were going to go steal some food, it seemed like it's something that you were very confident with from a young age. So I think that this is something that you've been doing for a long time.
You get a mage hand. You get a mage hand. You get a mage hand.
But yeah, I'm
1 second. Sorry.
no problem.
Dog's like, mage hand!
Didn't even know she was in here. Wow.
Yeah, I just
Cool.
wanted to give you the opportunity to like know that before just like blurting it out to the group. But if you're comfortable I'm comfortable telling them about our friendship if you are.
Anything to distract from yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And I guess we'll like kind of finish our walk and I'll fill in the group.
Does the mage hand go away, or is it still floating along us with the leaf?
After it dropped the leaf in your hand, it dissipated.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll kind of just like come back to the group and be like, yeah, so I had another dream about me and Longfang and our history. Apparently we've known each other since we were kids, so just wanted to talk to him about that. But yeah.
Yeah, as they were coming back, I'm like, okay, so fire inside bad, fire outside good. Sometimes. What was that song? Yeah.
Lockdown has the central support and is like looks like he's about to snap it because he was told to break down camp.
I'm like,
Oh.
I put my hands on his, and I'm like, no, let it go.
He just drops it. I was told to break down camp.
Another word for breakdown camp is put everything away.
I understand.
Delightful.
Start shoving it in the bag.
Yeah.
You have a very successful walk and you return.
And I'm just
you
like
see them.
still putting things away, and I'm like, cool. And then like I go get the horses all ready, and I'm like, yeah, I had a dream too. Pretty sure I'm paladin, and I definitely came from that big dragon church. So yeah, that's fun.
Well,
Oh.
I'm like magic and stuff. I'm gonna pick up something with the mage hand that they haven't put away yet.
Yeah, absolutely. You see a couple of
Make it do a couple loops
rods
in the air.
used for the tent, and you both notice as this spectral, ethereal cat's paw comes out, grabs a hold of the thing, and starts twisting it around in circles.
Puts it in whatever bag
Mhm.
the stuff goes.
That
Well,
is useful.
yeah.
Pretty
I'm-
cool.
I'm glad that we're learning more things about ourselves. And they kind of give like a worried glance toward Kaithana, like thinking that the dream might not have been exactly as exciting.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna go up to Kaithana, I think, because she's been having as shitty dreams as me. Be like,
That's fair.
so rough night.
Informative.
Okay. Don't want to talk about it.
That was kind of it.
Okay. And I'll just walk away.
Okay. You walk away. Camp is fully broken down. Everything is looking the way it was when you first arrived, and you begin making your way back on the road, headed down the path again. This time, it's probably around mid-afternoon, probably around 3 or 4 in the afternoon when you guys wake up, and around 5 when you start breaking down camp, because you guys decide to sleep through the day and begin traveling at night. Traveling at night, so that way you can potentially find these nocturnal creatures.
Because this is the full moon night, I believe.
You've
Right.
got one more night.
One more?
Oh, okay.
But we did. Well, not me. Never mind. I'm saying nothing. I was knocked out.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
Sorry, did you just say at what time of day it is? I think it just my brain.
It's roughly around like 5 or 6 in the evening when you guys start making your way along. So the sun is beginning to set as you guys start making your way through.
My brain like
What?
glitched.
Question.
Mhm.
Question. Did Lockdown tell me about the deer or the elk when
Oh,
we were on
no.
watch together?
He did not.
Okay.
I probably would have brought it up like as we were getting ready to head out. Like I would probably just assume that he did and say like, okay, so that's the direction that the moon elk went, so we should keep going that way.
I shall show you their
What moon
path.
elk? What moon elk?
Last night, I followed some moon elk.
And you said nothing?
You did not engage in conversation. I assumed you wanted to be quiet after the startling awakening.
That's very kind of you, Lockdown. But we're on a mission, and if something important happens, it is okay to share it.
None of them were albino, though. By the way, he's walking alongside the bull till the bull invites him to ride.
I'll probably say lockdown. I think it's okay just to give generic updates, even if it's not directly pertaining to the mission. It's just good to share the information.
Noted.
You're so much better at explaining stuff than me.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I just out here doing my best.
You do notice that tonight it's a little bit more cloud coverage. There appears to be a small amount of rain trickling down through the trees, but it's not like a downpour. It's just a steady drizzle.
I would like to practice my shape water and
Okay.
make like a little umbrella so I don't get wet.
Yeah. So you notice as you guys are traveling along, Longfang creates this small circular sphere of water above him, and as droplets from the drizzle and dripping off the tree hit it, it slowly expands a little bit more and a little bit more. Let me do one thing real
Oh my
quick.
gosh, I just realized my charisma is pretty high. So this totally works. Sorry, I just like...
Had
The
a
one
moment.
explaining everything to the robot is just low charisma.
I mean, I have high charisma too.
Oh,
Oh,
you Oh, never mind. I don't know. I just thought it was a funny character.
I think we all do except for Lockdown.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no need to make them. He's a
I
robot.
don't think my charisma is in dealing with children or childlike minds.
And after about an hour of travel and Longfang doing this, Longfang, you kind of look up and you're looking at the water above you, and an hour passes, and it all just drops directly onto you, and you are completely soaked.
Mm-hmm.
So about an hour?
About an
I
hour.
think your trick has a limit.
That's good to know, right?
Just a general observation I have made.
It's good to know.
Astute.
Just the whiskers hanging down.
I'm just shaking a little bit because I'm cold now. Just
Yeah.
it's great.
But you guys continue making your way along. Who's keeping a lookout while you guys are walking?
I will help someone keep a lookout.
Okay. So who's doing the lookout?
I am.
All right, Zogomar, roll with advantage.
What is happening tonight? It's a 14 total with advantage.
A 14 total with advantage. You're keeping a decent lookout. You're looking around.
It's lower than my
watching everything.
passive perception.
You're walking around looking at everything, kind of traveling along. And finally, about 6 or 7 hours into your journey, you come across a very large lake.
Like how much larger than the
Pond?
first? Yeah.
The pond? So the pond was probably a good 25 feet in diameter. Actually, no, probably around 40 or 45 feet. But as you're looking out over this lake, it's about 300 feet across.
It's a lake. Cool.
Whoa.
Do we see any aminals?
You look around, you notice some birds. You do notice some deer, not some elk, that are drinking water from over on the side. But as they kind of turn and look at you, they kind of scatter off into the trees. But you don't notice any elk at the current moment in time.
Well, last night around, during the first watch.
Oh, wait, do we see their tracks anywhere? I mean, could we have followed them essentially?
You do whoever wants to make a survival check.
Sure.
Can I help?
You can help me.
Survival?
I just need to know my bonuses to this, so I'm gonna.
Yeah, I rolled a 15. Would that be 16? I think.
Let me check.
People need to stop giving me help actions because I think actually the advantage makes me roll worse.
That is a 16
got it.
for Longfang. Lockdown, what did you
12.
say about yours?
I rolled a 3.
A 3? Your 5 doesn't do you very well. Zogomar, you look around and you're able to actually follow the trail reasonably well as you're approaching the lake. But because of the rainfall, as it's slowly getting heavier, it turns into a lot of mud. And it's not really that easy to track as you're going through.
Bummer.
I mean, maybe our best bet is to stay up a little bit later this evening to the time when they were migrating, and maybe we'll see them come out to drink, or if we hide kind of in the tree line.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we just can find like a location that's kind of enclosed, but it still gives us a view of the lake in its entirety. I'm sure we'll be able to see them on the banks with, their bright fur and horns reflecting off the moon.
How long
The rain
did
is starting
we
to
travel?
get a little bit heavier, though.
Oh, it's raining. Jeez, my brain is not functioning. Okay, it's raining. Copy.
From camp to the lake? How long did we travel?
It was 6.5 hours, so it's around midnight.
So then, is it really dark then? If there's cloud
It's
cover?
pretty dark. Yeah.
What?
Maybe we should split up, not split up, like stay near each other, but maybe Longfeng and someone else who can climb, which I don't know. It's not me, but I don't know either of you can go up a little bit higher and get that kind of look, and then me with someone else who doesn't have dark vision can stay kind of low to the ground and just to cover more ground of looking in different directions.
I mean, I'll try getting up into a tree.
Yeah,
I could run around the lake.
I'll find a tall tree. I'm gonna try and find a tall tree and just pray.
Lockdown, yeah, you'll stay with me, and we're gonna be the super silent
Gotcha.
crew.
Kythana, go ahead and make either an acrobatics or an athletics check.
I will make the one. Oh wait, I don't know either of them technically. Shoot. Decision.
I didn't do well.
Let's go ahead and do
Oh,
acrobatics.
you don't need to. You've learned. You don't need to make an acrobatics roll, Longfang. You've learned how to
God
use
bless.
your claws well enough to be able to
Thank
climb trees.
God. Okay.
Yeah, you just had to
Oh,
make
how's
2
it-
rolls to get back into it.
So this is how my gaming brain works. I'm like, I know my strength is pretty high, so athletics will probably get me a better roll, but I also don't know my dex mod yet, and I want to know what it is. I hate you, Spencer!
That's why I offered.
All right, well, we're gonna go acrobatics. It's not gonna be great, but it's fine. I missed my dice tray, but that's okay. 12 total for me
12
without a
total,
mod.
without your modifier, and you did acrobatics.
I did.
All right. With a 13, you're kind of having trouble getting your chainmailed, greatsword wielded body up into the tree. Longfang kind of reaches down and gives you a hand after you get up to a certain point. And Longfang, it takes a little bit of grip strength to like not get pulled out of the tree by Kythana, because Kythana's quite a
I
bit
have no
heavier
idea
than
what
you.
my strength mod is, so
Yeah.
not surprised at all.
Yeah.
Kythana's thick.
Yeah, but you holding out your arm gives Kythana the last bit of leverage that she needs to pull herself up.
Yeah, pretty sure my strength is probably awful.
Yep.
I don't know what the mod is yet.
All right,
So
Lockdown and Zogamar, are you guys trying to be stealthy as you make your way around?
I think so. Yeah, I don't want to get too like if something happens, I don't want to be too far from them, so I don't want to get to like the other side of the lake, but like just a point where wherever they're looking, like we can get a good view of somewhere that they can't see.
I gotcha. All right, Kythana,
Maybe like
Longfang,
50
make
feet
me
away or
investigation checks. Lockdown, Zogamar, make me stealth checks.
Would you like
Ooh.
aid in your investigation, Longfang?
investigation.
Should we roll stuff?
How your intelligence is like a negative, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead and help me out then,
I will aid.
because
If it helps,
Ones,
I
please.
think- what?
if it helps, I got a 25 altogether.
Yeah, I have a +2, I think.
That's good. Go for it.
I think.
Do I even get to find out what the
Oh,
modified one is,
also-
or no? Because it's a fucking that one.
Wait,
That's okay.
investigation? You said?
Yeah. An intelligence.
Yeah, that's intelligence. So +2, I think.
He's been giving mods for other ones that were rolled.
Oh, he has?
Yeah. So I got a 12 and a 14.
12 and a 14. Alrighty. And you
So
don't
the
know your
14
stealth, do you?
My
Me?
stealth?
Oh, wait, no, you made an investigation check. That's right.
I was like, my stealth is +5.
You know your investigation, right?
If it's not different from my intelligence modifier, it's just a +2. So
Yeah,
I
that's
got a-
correct. So you got a
yeah,
16.
so 16.
Okay. So Zogamar, your 4 doesn't do too well, bud.
Well, that's good to know.
Yep.
So Lockdown, you're moving rather stealthily, and then all of a sudden you just hear behind you, "Hup!" and the sound of splashing mud as you quickly turn around and notice Zogamar is just flat on his stomach in the mud.
Are you okay?
No.
We see this, right?
Oh yeah, you guys both see this.
Just
Would you like some assistance?
Yes, please. I'll just hold my hand up.
Yeah. Okay. So Lockdown kind of lifts you up and helps you dust off a little bit of the mud, but it's very reminiscent of when you guys initially woke up. How
What if
much
I-
mud is now caked?
If I focus my mind real hard on cleaning up like a 1 foot square of fabric, so anything happen? I wouldn't know.
nothing happens.
Zogomar would, yeah, and Zogomar wouldn't know that to try magic to clean anyway. So
Are you
Can I-
attempting
No,
to
but
Can I
as you're
from
sitting
a
there
distance-
staring at it, wishing that you could get yourself clean, nothing happens.
cool.
Can I, from a
Wait.
distance, shape water and just wipe the mud off him?
What's the distance of shape water?
Shape water? I thought I wrote it down. I wrote it down.
He's a little bit out of your 30-foot range.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. You lead the way, Lockdown, and I will carefully follow.
Lockdown just very quietly giving tips on how to place a foot down gently and not trip.
And I'm taking it. I like it is not hurting my pride. I am like
Make
yep,
another roll for me.
stealth.
We'll say yes, stealth, and we'll say that this is your advantage being given to you by Lockdown.
You
Oh,
must
okay.
quietly place the foot fully on the ground.
I rolled a 10, so I think that's a 13
Yep.
with advantage. Jesus.
So you feel like you're being pretty stealthy as you guys make your way through, and the rain is kind of pouring down on you. You look around. You don't really notice anything of interest in the immediate area. Same with Kaithana and Longfang. You guys look out and you see several other game, like rabbits. A couple foxes sneak up at one point, then go chasing off after the direction of the rabbits after they sniff around a little bit. But not a whole lot of other wildlife at the moment. Lockdown and Zogomar, as you guys are making your way stealthily through, or somewhat stealthily through. Lockdown, you're having no issues. Zogomar, you're still kind of through the mud. And you make your way through. But you guys actually do end up finding a large rock that's on the ground that appears to be a little bit damp, but mostly dry. And as you look up, you notice that there's this large tulip poplar tree that appears to be catching the rain and carrying it off to the sides of the rock. So it's a lot more dry than the other areas around you.
I really want to pick up the rock. I want to look under it. The kid in me wants to see if
strength check.
the kid in me wants to see if there's salamanders underneath.
I would offer to help, but I know Zogomar would not. Like, would just watch you trying to pick it up and not like.
I rolled a 15.
A 16, and you're just kind of like attempting to lift up this boulder, this large flat boulder, and you can't quite get up too far. You hear the gears in your body kind of whirring a lot louder than normal, so you just stop.
Are there any critters underneath?
You can't. You don't. Get
He's
it up
asking.
at
He's
all.
asking.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought he was like just a little bit.
No, not even. a
No,
little
not
bit.
at all. Okay, all right. This rock is.
Let's
This
sit.
is beyond my capacity.
Can we do like a cool like sit back to back, like cross-legged on the rock, like getting a full vantage point?
How far can my neck rotate?
Like an owl.
Would you like to try?
Yeah. How much range of movement do I have in my head?
You begin turning your head, and you get it to further than what. Like, you can't get it all the way around to the back, but you can get it to where your peripheral is looking directly back of you.
I am not held by tendons and muscle. This is amazing.
Zogomar's just like stretching.
And as you do that, you see Lockdown just kind of and go further than you are.
Duh.
Kaithana, Longfang, what are you guys doing up in the tree?
Trying to find the driest damn spot.
looking for shiny things in the distance.
Yeah,
Okay.
looking, but also desperately trying to stay dry. I'm already freezing.
I don't know if the rain bothers me. Does it?
The rain doesn't really bother you. I mean, it like glistens off of your scales, slides down a little bit, but you're not feeling any ickiness towards the rain. It's just water.
My fur is soaked.
Please.
I like water, but not this much.
And after about another hour-ish, the rain does eventually die down and stop.
Do the
Oh.
clouds clear?
No, the clouds are still up there.
I bet it just really smells like wet cat. Just
I mean,
Oh.
I smell like wet reptile, so it's not.
reptiles don't really smell that bad.
But as you guys like are saying they're drying off, like it gets a little humid, not unpleasantly so. The temperature is still rather nice. It's probably around 72 degrees Fahrenheit total, even at night.
Makes my hair really frizzy.
Your hair doesn't really get any frizziness because you don't really have any hair.
Just picturing a dragonborn with like a little ponytail.
Just like a couple scales that are just sticking out.
In a
But-
ponytail.
You guys are looking around, and as the rain dies out, you hear some birds chirping. And then about another hour in, kind of getting closer to the twilight hours, just as like it's starting to begin, Zogamar and Longfang, you both notice as some elk come walking out of the trees. Large herd of moon elk. Zogamar, you recognize this as the herd that you saw the night before.
Mhm.
And they begin making their way out to the lake, and they lean their heads in and start taking some drinks.
No albinos.
Make an investigation check.
I need to stop asking questions.
Please don't. You ask better questions than me sometimes.
Can we all investigate
Yeah, sure.
separately?
I will aid someone.
Well, I mean,
You
you're
You were
with
the first
me
one to ask
already.
the question, so you got to roll, huh?
Okay, fine.
Ah.
Does someone want to aid me?
I think I'm gonna take a chance on my roll.
You should. You definitely should.
Oh, maybe I should have aided you. That's what I get for talking smack.
Zogamar?
So I rolled a 17, which I know is a 16.
Ah, that's not bad.
I got a
Yeah,
17 total.
I rolled a
16,
2, which
17.
I know is a 4.
Yep. Lockdown?
13.
13. Zogamar, Kathana, you guys notice a little bit more about this pack, or this herd. There's some babies in the group. But none of them appear to
Did
be...
you roll a disadvantage, technically?
No. I will say no.
Okay.
Yeah. There's enough ambient light that you can see out
Cool.
there. It's probably only about like 35 feet away. It's dimly lit, and you would be able to tell the albino apart from the silvery.
Okay.
And
Just
yeah, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, no, you're looking out, and you notice that there's quite a few like little ones walking up to the water, and a few moments pass. They continue drinking.
Stay up here. Kathona,
What'd you say? Sorry.
should we stay up here or try and find the others?
I mean,
Wait, can they see us on our rock?
yeah, how far are they?
Oh yeah, you guys can see them. They're about 45 feet off to the left. While you guys were looking over the lake, they kind of went out a little bit further off to the left until they found somewhere comfortable.
I mean,
I'm like,
they
can I try to like sign language over to them? Be like, do we climb down?
When
I'm
they
like,
leave, I can follow them again.
And I kind of just indicate like,
So you guys are
us-
waving at
us-
each other?
yeah,
Yeah.
us looking, observing.
great.
Okay.
And thumbs
Give me
up.
1 second.
Like, that's it. And I'll just like whisper to Longfang, like, if there are no albino ones yet, we can just keep waiting and not disturb them.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, nothing. Innate triggers. Yeah, you guys
Dang
are
it.
waving at each other.
Dang it. Okay.
You hit the threshold for it, but you didn't have anything to trigger.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Um.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna try to keep watching them.
I
I don't want to sneak closer.
would like to see if there are any like humanoid beings around, because like perhaps maybe the poachers are around too.
Make an investigation check. This time it is a disadvantage.
Great.
Lockdown, you said you're trying to sneak up on them?
I want to try and sneak closer to them.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me, bud.
I have a plan to become part of the herd.
Oh no.
I think about stopping him, and then I'm just like, yeah.
What's up?
I rolled a 3 total.
Cool. It's really dark. You're kind of having a hard time telling.
My other one was a
what's
17,
what,
so that's fun. That I don't get to use that one.
because you
15 altogether.
18 altogether?
15.
15 altogether. Okay.
I don't know why 7 plus 8 always makes me go.
As you begin to approach and you're just kind of like slowly sneaking up, you notice one of them kind of turns and looks your way. and
Instant
kind of-
still as a statue.
Yeah, and it appears to be Zogmar. What you see, because you can see this, you notice the largest bull from among the elk turns and starts walking slowly towards Lockdown, kind of moving its body in a way, kind of getting its antlers down, and it
Oh,
like
no.
like snorts out a little bit.
Charge. Do it.
You're not indestructible.
I'm staying on the rock still as a statue, just being like, please be okay, please be okay.
Just
Lockdown.
completely still. Not moving.
Lockdown, make an animal handling check.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Actually, I'm gonna get my nature die. I rolled a 12.
You're 14 as it begins looking you up and down and snorting. You just kind of raise your hands instinctually because you remember your friends doing that back when the arrows were drawn in you at the first town. And it just kind of sits there and slowly moves up to you, sniffing at you. Kind of confused, it jumps back a little bit startled. And you're used to seeing that, like you remember seeing something like this with deer in the past or with horses, but not this 14-foot elk with 5-foot antlers.
Can I try and sleight of hand some of the animal's oats into my hand?
You did not bring the oats with you. You guys tied up the horses.
I assumed I carried them. That's my assumption. I never said it. I will. That's fair.
That's fair. But it's just sitting there staring at you, kind of confused as to what you're doing. And it positions itself almost regally in front of you, rising up to that full 14, 19 feet in the air.
I bow.
And it slowly turns around and starts walking back to the herd.
I
Cute.
slowly go back to Zogama. I think I met a
Give me
king.
heart attack.
I think you did too. That was beautiful. Just tear, like a single tear.
And
I turned to Kaithana. That dude's gonna give me a heart attack.
Yeah,
morning slowly begins to rise.
yeah. I'm still deciding on what the best learning method is for lockdown. Really important for me.
Oh, maybe he should sleep sometime, get some memories.
He seems to be doing fine.
Right?
Are they like leaving as the sun begins to rise, or the
No,
elk?
they're still drinking and they're getting their fill. You do notice that they walk over to a patch of grass and begin grazing. Kaithana and Lockdown, you're able to see this now that it gets a little bit lighter out.
Do we see any other animals, groups of animals, herds of different animals also coming and going from
At the same time, just occasionally, nothing particularly of interest, nothing like a alligator or something like that, nothing crazy.
Yeah, but they're like not the only animals that have come to drink.
Yeah.
Can I try to like peruse the depths of my mind and the many stories I've apparently read and be like, are these the types of beasts that like don't speak but they understand when spoken to?
Make a nature check.
Ooh, I don't trust any of these goddamn dice.
I have not.
All like I have 5 different d20s here and they're all rolling badly. Okay, that is not bad. Well, I don't know if it's bad. It's a 14 on the dice.
A 16, you kind of can tell that these creatures are moderately territorial. Like you feel this inkling in the back of your mind that they're probably moderately territorial, and not necessarily that smart, but smart enough to get a general feeling from people.
I was just like, I guess maybe I'm saying this to Lockdown quietly, but just like, I mean, they could probably tell us if we had a way to talk to them. They could probably tell us where their albino companions are, but I don't think that there's any way to communicate with them. So, I don't know.
Think if we bring a gift for the king, perhaps he will grant us an audience.
Okay.
That was a sigh.
I don't know how I am around animals yet. What gift? The oats are so far away.
I know that. Hold on. So the way it is, this herd is between us and the tree where Longfang and Kaitana.
No, it's a little bit further away from the tree.
Okay. All right. Where did we stable our animals?
They're like just below the tree.
I think I'm gonna just kind of wave to Kaithana and Longfang and just say like kind of beckoning, and then also get up myself and kind of slowly and hopefully quietly walk toward like their tree.
Okay, make a stealth check for me.
I'll stay in the tree.
Okay.
Don't forget the oats.
Can I stealth down?
What was that, Kaithana?
I have chainmail, so I'm noisy, so I don't want to.
Longfang, you said, can you do what?
Can I stealth down?
Yeah, you can try and stealth down.
I rolled a 12.
I don't trust
so,
any of my dice.
15.
Okay, yeah, you're doing a pretty good job. Now that it's not raining and it's not as sloshy underneath you, you're able to kind of maneuver your way around, kind of tiptoeing and creeping away.
Yeah, when Zogamar comes up close, I'm like, oh, you didn't fall this time.
Longfang, what was your roll?
I got a 16 total.
16 total? Yeah, you managed to use your claws to gently climb down the tree, and you greet your companion Zogamar as he approaches.
What's up?
Did you come with us down, or did you stay?
No, Lockdown's still
At the
watching
rock.
the majestic herd.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Maybe there's a way for us to communicate with these beasts. I don't know if you saw, but Lockdown was able to be pretty. They got a good vibe off of him, so hopefully they'll get a good vibe off of us. I don't know if this is a lead we should take or if we should just leave them alone because they're not exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah. So, are we just gonna send Lockdown to what?
I have no
Treat
idea.
with a herd of elk.
All I know is that I don't know that we both have some innate magical powers. Maybe like they'll sense something in us. I don't know.
I mean, really don't fancy standing in front of a giant elk.
You're right. All right. I guess we'll just let's just
have a little bit of self-preservation. Like,
okay. You're right.
Also, we don't want to fight them.
I'll I don't know. Oh, my connection.
Yep. Say it again.
Sorry, I think it's
They really don't want us to know.
They don't want you to say what you
The
want to say.
cliffhanger.
Want the oats.
wait, what's happening? Can anyone hear me?
We can hear
you
you.
keep
Yeah,
cutting
you're
it
frozen
out.
though.
Ugh, okay. It's my internet.
That's
sorry.
a beautiful face to be
That's
frozen
that's
on.
live internet, my friends. That's
That's how it goes sometimes.
Okay,
Alright, so
I
what are you
think we're
saying?
good.
In the last 30 seconds.
Oh, I was just saying, I think I will like realize that is probably wise and like step to the side and just kind of wait and observe where, if anywhere, they go.
Okay. Gotcha. So you're not taking the oats back over to lockdown.
Oh, I didn't think that was the plan. Oh, the oats are
That's
here?
lockdown's plan.
That was lockdown's plan.
Oh, then yes. Okay, yeah, I will.
Okay. You get to keep your same stealth check from earlier just because like it's relatively the same activity.
if you're gonna go treat with some elk, good luck.
Thanks.
Are you going back up the tree?
Hell yes.
So Longfang just kind of clambers up the tree quietly.
I'm like, have you? I'm like, look at me. Look at me. Look at them. Look at me. Look at them. I'm not gonna do it.
Zogomar, you make your way back over to where lockdown is, and you've got a small bag of oats with you.
A gift for a king. And I just hand them to lockdown.
Okay.
Good
Y'all
luck.
didn't. Okay. I'm not with you. I'm not over there.
All right, lockdown. What you doing, bud?
This is the closest I've ever come to a druid. All right, I'm gonna.
I'm gonna go up to Kython and be like, I think they want to try and talk to the elk.
So I'm gonna slowly approach. I'm not gonna try and be sneaky about it.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna go very slowly,
Yeah.
I'll just tell Longfang like
as non-aggressively as I can.
Yeah. Okay. You begin to approach, and the bull kind of turns and looks towards you, kind of moves around again, turning his body so that way most of it is pointed at you. But as you approach slowly, he kind of slowly approaches as well until you're very close to each other.
I open the bag of oats and I go, a peace offering.
He takes the oats. He begins he shoves his rather large, because like it's probably about like almost the size of your head, his mouth, and so like you kind of have to push the bag of the oats like up to the point where the oats are almost falling out as he licks and pulls them into his mouth. And he just kind of leans down and looks at you like with one eye, turns his head to the other eye, kind of leans back, keeping his left eye on you, lets out a snort, and beckons with his head.
I follow.
How is he not dead?
Oh my god!
You see Lockdown
guess.
being led through the herd.
Do I have to
past the
multi-class as a
lake.
druid now?
Past
ranger.
the lake. A little ways into the woods. Are you guys following, or are you going to sit there? Because the herd
Yeah,
is
I'm
still
gonna-
there grazing.
Oh, so he's going with just the
The bull has walked off, and Lockdown is following.
Oh my god!
I think I will follow. I'll like indicate like let's not.
I'm gonna stealth after them.
Okay.
I will keep some distance, but also follow.
Yeah, I think like maybe like me and Kaithana are like much farther behind Longfang.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Are you guys trying to be sneaky?
So like, yeah,
Everyone make stealth checks
Oh,
except for
no.
Kathana, who's at disadvantage.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
question.
Oh
So,
no!
like, not
No! I only got a 7.
What'd you say, Kathana?
I was gonna say, so like,
Sorry.
I've always had this question in D&D in general about stealth checks. So like, if I decided not to be stealthy, is that less terrible than rolling a stealth check poorly?
So it depends on the situation. If you're in a city and you're trying to like sneak up behind someone, as opposed to just walking up behind someone, if you make a lot of noise and they turn around and look at you while you're trying to sneak up on them, that's terrible. But if you're just
Right.
walking up to them and you're making noise like you're not trying to be sneaky or anything, they just turn around and see you approaching them naturally, normally. So that's where it kind of goes.
So for
Does that make
this
sense?
situation, I just
Like I said, it
I-
depends on
I-
the situation.
I already didn't roll great. I got an 8 total.
I got an 18.
I'll just
total.
roll for funsies.
Okay.
Just to peek behind the curtain, did you anticipate this? We'll
It's
never
a
tell.
1. That's a natural 1, boys.
Oh,
Alrighty. That's why our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook handle is Botch with us, because we've been rolling natural ones all night.
It's been real bad. I'm like, can we not fight this episode now?
So
My stealth
Zogam-
I'm so scared.
Go ahead, Kathana.
was my stealth modifier.
Oh yes, sorry. Your total of
-7.
2.
Okay, that's what I thought it was.
Yep. You guys begin making your way. Zogamar, you kind of take lead because you were the closest one to lockdown at the time. So you make your way around the herd a little bit. And as Longfang and Kaithana kind of try to follow after you towards the direction of lockdown, all the herd kind of looks directly at them as they're just kind of walking along. But they go back to grazing.
Yeah, because like we're not being like
They don't seem to have an
mean or
issue.
aggressive. We're just like noisy other animals.
Plus, every single one of these elk is large.
Yeah.
Much larger than you, and so
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
probably don't really care that much.
Yes, I think if we kind of get to the same point, the three of us, I will just say like, let's just follow lockdown, not trying to hide or anything, but at a visible distance.
Yeah, I think the stealth check was less about like trying to hide and more about just like not trying to
Be super loud.
Yeah.
use away. How far behind are we following? Now that we're like noisy, I don't care about getting closer.
You guys are following at about 30, 40 feet back
Okay, I'd like,
as this elk is leading them into the woods.
I'd like to close it a little bit to be like 15 to 20, if that's okay.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Cool.
The bull doesn't seem to mind.
Zogamar?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you finally reach this clearing where the moon elk kind of steps out into the middle, turns back and looks at lockdown. Are you guys approaching up to lockdown, or are you staying where you are at the 15 feet back?
I'll say like 5 to 10 feet back.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say invisible range, but like
Like
not.
we're clearly with him, but lockdown now has a relationship with the king, so
That we're
we're
respecting.
here too, but we're also friendly.
You notice as you guys approach, the bull kind of turns and looks at you as well, then turns its head again, looking at you guys. And then a moment passes. And you watch the antlers kind of morph into this staff. And it kind of melts down. And the antlers stay the same size, but they morph into being the top part of this staff. And you notice as the body of the moon elk kind of rises up to where the hoof, the right hoof reaches up and pulls the staff off of its back and twirls it around and sets it down. And as it does, you notice this almost aquamarine skin and dark purple hair with slight gray tones to it, kind of running down the back, and there's a little bit of scruff, but not a lot of scruff. And this older Triton just kind of looks at you all and sets the staff down. And that's where we're going to take a short rest. So everyone can go get some water. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and
Fudge.
grab some water myself. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes
Oh.
while they kind of process what is happening at the moment, and we can rehydrate, get up, stretch our legs a little bit so we don't hurt ourselves and get back problems and stuff.
Oh.
Too late, but
But yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit.
I have
And we are back from break. Hope you guys all ran out, got yourself some water like we did, just that way you can stay hydrated at home. Maybe grab a little snack because, hey, take care of yourself, everybody. Take care
Snacks
of yourself.
are important.
Alrighty, so as this Triton forms back into its normal shape, you notice it kind of looking at Lockdown. And it just says, I've never met one like you, so kind to animals.
I've never met an elk who transforms into humans.
That's funny.
Ha 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 ha. Jokes are funny.
Who are your friends?
Lockdown turns around. Can I see them?
Yeah, you can see them.
Yeah, we're
It's-
out in the open.
Yeah,
I didn't know how their stealth rolls.
Oh no, we're right behind you.
yeah, no, they
Oh.
were. Yeah,
This is friend Zogamar, friend Longfang, and friend Kathana. I am Lockdown.
interesting. So, what brings you here?
We're here because there's some poachers coming after the Albino Moon Elk that we've been tasked to find.
I was wondering why I wasn't seeing them. It was very sad.
Yeah, you didn't. Are they not part of the herd you travel with?
I've only traveled with this group for about 2 weeks now. They're having struggles finding their way. And so I joined them to maybe set them on a good path.
Yeah, I think our main task isn't necessarily to find the moon elk, but to find who's been harming them.
We are to
Mm.
stop poachers.
Along the way, if we do find a moon elk, I believe there's like another location that they're familiar with that we could
And-
possibly bring them back to.
And as you're talking, you notice as this Triton slowly starts to walk forward around a Lockdown and get close to you. Like within 5 feet of you, and they get within like 3 feet of you.
I'm not really scared, so I'm like,
Are you a dragon?
seems to be.
You look like a wormling. You must be very young.
You would know better than I at the moment.
But where are your wings? And he just kind of begins circling around.
Am I not a dragonborn? Okay, we're back.
Dragonborn don't have wings. Dragonborn don't have wings.
No, they
Neither
don't.
does-
That's why I assumed
Nobody, but it seems like no one in this world knows what Dragonborn are.
Yeah, everyone just calls me a dragon, and I'm like, am I a dragon?
Which, if you're the first dragon born, they would assume you're just a dragon with no wings.
Oh my god. You're Dragon Jesus. God
How about, did you guys not put that together?
Oh no!
That she's
Oh,
just the
very
first dragon
interesting.
born.
I came from a really big fancy church, and I escaped.
You're in a cult here.
Know that yet? Okay, my bad.
How very interesting indeed. Well, I sense no malintent from any of you.
Um,
Begins walking away over to Longfang.
Oh,
I am so scared, but I'm trying really hard not to shake.
You're a tabaxi, aren't you?
Yes?
Don't see very many pass through these parts. It's nice. Oh,
Thank you.
how rude of me. My name is Zonos. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm just like, we know. No, I'm just kidding.
Begins walking away back towards where originally he was standing.
Do you know where we can find the albinos?
Give me a moment. And you see Zonos kind of turn his back to you guys, bring up his staff, slam it into the ground, and then get into a cross-legged seated position in front of it. A few moments pass. You can't tell if anything's happening.
I'm leaning over to Zilgamart. Do you know what he's doing?
nope.
Out of
Few more
habit,
moments pass.
Lockdown's copying him.
And as you are you walking up next to him and doing it, or are you sitting?
No,
where you were?
like from behind him.
Okay, I
just
gotcha.
copying his movements.
After a few moments, you notice as he spins around using his legs to twist his body upward into a standing motion, reaches back and pulls the staff around, spins it, and sets it down. Looks at Lockdown sitting there, smiles a little bit. This is the first time you've noticed this person smile since meeting them. I can tell you where it is.
Excellent.
But what do you plan on doing when you find it?
Well, so that's a concern that we've had. That we know of, we don't have any way to communicate with these elk. We know that at least one of the albino elk is friends with somebody that we met back at a pond. So we wanted to bring him back to his friend, but we don't know that we have the ability to communicate any of those ideas to that creature.
We're also
Also-
hoping we can find the poachers who are looking for it. If we
Mhm.
kind of maybe follow him for a while.
They
Or-
also have a friend of the elk's friend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is this the naiad that lives in the pond?
I
Yes.
was just
Southeast
gonna
of here.
ask, are you
Lily
familiar
pad.
with that being, and are they in fact a friend to the elk?
Every time that I have been there in the past 2 weeks with this herd, they've been nothing but kind. They've played music for us. I've never shown my form to them, but I couldn't sense that they were looking for anything.
That's good to know, because I was slightly concerned of bringing an albino moon elk to a being that I didn't know very much about. But
I
That's
understand.
thank you.
Not that we know much about you.
He kind of looks at you. That's true. You don't.
Do king elks not typically become human?
Elk don't have kings. Lockdown.
Lockdown just zones off for a minute.
Well,
Everything I've known is a lie.
there is one thing that I can do. And he quickly walks up to Lockdown, gets right up in your face, and then presses his forehead against yours. You feel this weird energy kind of flowing through you, and you three at the back notice this mossy green kind of wrap around him in a circular spiraling pattern down until it dissipates. You have about 3 hours. The elk is that direction. He points off to the west. About an hour's journey. They don't appear to be moving anytime soon. They're taking a nap. I have to return to my herd. I'm sure you understand. The little one is very ill.
Oh no.
But I wish you the best of luck in your venture.
Did
Do-
you have you
does-
granted the ability to communicate with this beast to our friend?
He will be able to.
Does the elk take to healing similarly to humans or humanoids? Or
It's
is
a
it
living
something
creature.
It's
understanding?
it tends to, yes, but this isn't just physical pain. This is more a long-lasting condition it was born with.
I believe that they're probably safe in your hands.
I want to try and heal them.
I'm sure they are too. Be safe, Lockdown. Friend Zogamar, friend Kaithana, and friend Longfang. Be well. And as they finish saying that, they twist the staff back onto their back and they morph back into that 14, 19 with the antler foot tall moon elk. They give a small bow and then make their way back towards the herd.
Can they just do that an unlimited number of times? That's so broken.
Level 20 druids, yeah. Oh my god.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
well, now we're on a time crunch, so let's.
And
let's
at
go.
the very last moment, as Longfang goes, ah, all of a sudden, the large moon elk head pops right up next to you, Longfang. And like the large antlers are sticking there, and it is right next to you, and it snorts really loud.
Pet it.
And then it just kind of, you pet it, and then it kind of turns around and starts walking off again. And it appears to have a little strut in its step, as if it's very pleased with itself.
Did that one feel different from the one on the wall?
It was very, very soft.
Maybe don't mention that here.
So, question. Are there still birds chirping and all that?
Yeah, there's still some birds chirping.
What do I hear?
God, that's a giant elk! Holy hell!
There are more people about. These woods are suddenly
God.
full of people.
Lockdown.
Hey, Stacy! Hey, Stacy! What you doing, hon? What you doing over there?
Sorry, this is the rabbit hole I wanted.
I got you some blue. Bitches love blue.
Oh no. This is terrible, but also the best.
You just hear voices and random conversations happening around you that are
Lockdown.
fairly scattered.
I think
Are
you
you-
can hear animals now. So it's not that there are more people here, but you could hear the animals that were already conversing in their own languages.
I understand now.
And
We gotta hurry, you
Yeah.
guys. We have 3 hours.
Should we run?
no,
Well, maybe we should go get the horses.
yeah,
You were only about a 5-minute walk from the lake.
Do we think that he meant 3 hours on foot or 3 hours? Like, would it cut the time down if we were on the
Oh
horses?
yeah, an hour on horses. We'll find out.
We'll go. We're going.
Okay. Are you going back to the horses, or are you just going straight there?
Horsies.
yeah.
You mount up the horses, you saddle them up, get everything ready to go, and you begin on your way into the woods, into roughly the direction that you make your way back to the clearing first, so that way you can get a good heading westward. However, after about 10 minutes of riding, the trees are getting really dense and it's making it hard to traverse quickly with the horses.
Ox cannot get through here.
Yeah, I guess
Ox
let's.
is having a very
We
hard
haven't
time.
named our horses.
I mean, they're not ours.
Oh, that's true. They probably
Lockdown.
have asked. Okay, sorry.
Hey, Lockdown, you want to ask our horses
Ox,
what their names are?
Ox, do you have a designation?
Well, no one's ever asked me that, but thank you.
Would you like one?
They called me Robert
Robert.
back at the town where you met me.
Lockdown, you should ask if it's okay to ride him.
Yeah, are you okay with me riding you?
Yeah, you seem cool.
Excellent. I give him a pet.
Oh, thanks, man.
You 3 horses, what are your designations?
Well, the mare kind of prances forward a little bit. Wait, he can understand us?
I have
That's
upgraded.
so odd.
Can you understand me?
Yes, we've always been able to understand you. This is very weird. And Kathana, you notice that your horse is kind of trotting a little bit like extra, like as it's talking to him. Like you can't understand it, but it's talking to him. Well, name. Well, I did hear this one horse named oh, what was her name? What was her name?
Hey, you're probably thinking about, Anastasia.
Oh, yes, Anastasia, that's right. I would love to be named Anastasia. I know typically the owner's supposed to name you.
Yeah, the owner is supposed to name you.
Well, yes, I
Anastasia?
think Anastasia would be absolutely lovely.
Eh.
Kathana, yours is Anastasia.
Anastasia.
She kind of like burrs a little bit and like you feel her muscles tense as she gives a little prance. Oh, I love it.
We have 3 hours. This is important.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my name's Philip. It's nice to meet you, man.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And this is the horse that's under Longfang. That's
Longfang.
kind of just sitting there like, yeah.
You got Philip.
And as you're saying they're talking to the horses, Zogamar, your horse starts moving forward a little bit on its own, approaching kind of slowly. And your horse is fully black with like black hair coming down the mane. And it just kind of looks at Lockdown and just goes,
You can call me Shadow.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Zogamar, not to alarm you, but your horse is a Shadow.
Why would that alarm me? That's dope as hell.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I have not had pleasant experience with trying to ride shadows.
Lockdown, I think the horse's name
Oh.
is Shadow. It's not an actual shadow.
No, tell that bitch she's wrong. I'm an actual shadow. I'm in the dark. No one can see me.
and he just like does this little zigzag. Zogamar, you kind of have trouble staying on it, but you managed to hold on fairly well.
Okay. Well, let's.
I will not repeat that.
Well, let's leave our new friends Robert, Anastasia, Philip, and Shadow here with some food, and continue on.
And you tell them, Lockdown, to stay here and stay quiet. And if there are any issues, go back to the large lake we were just at.
She
Well, they
understands that
understand.
we can understand her, right?
No, I've not made that clear to them.
Oh, okay, cool.
I like
yeah,
the
no, it's
extra
kind
interaction.
of weird that they're speaking to you as opposed to us. Could you maybe tell them that we'd prefer to be spoken to directly?
They find it very rude and condescending that you would rather speak to me to speak to them instead of speaking to them yourselves.
Yeah. Throw in
Shadow.
a word like motherfucker or something like that. I don't know what that means, but I hear people say it a lot when they're angry.
Shadow says,
Like, Anastasia, you're in charge.
Oh, I'm in charge, boys. Do you hear that? Oh man, not again. I don't like this. I don't like this.
As I get down,
Man, it's so cool.
as I get down, I just whisper in Shadow's ear, "You know that no one can contain you.
Oh,
You
I
can do whatever the
fucking
hell
know
you
it.
want."
Oh, I know it, man.
I am uncomfortable.
I'm gonna
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
pat Phil. I'm just gonna be like,
Hey, that's really nice. That's
enjoyed
super
that.
nice. Thanks.
It was chill.
Yeah. All right.
Shadow gives me issues.
I'm so into him.
All right, shall we head on back to the lake?
No, if there's a problem, return to lake.
We'll head on back to the lake.
They're going
There's
back to
water
the lake.
there. There's beautiful grass to graze
Are
upon.
these like
We're heading
special
back to the gate.
magic horses? Like, what is their deal?
All right, go back to the lake. I tied the oats to Robert. If you're hungry,
Oh man,
Well, you said
that's
graze.
so nice. Thanks.
it's very loose. If you shake enough, it should come off.
Oh.
He gives a little shake to see that it like shuffles around a little bit, kind of steps back a little bit, munches on it, and then goes back to walking and following after the horses.
I
Stay
love our.
safe.
We shall.
He
They're-
kind of
they're- we're never giving them back. They're
I was about
ours
to say,
now.
can we keep them forever?
I just
you
So,
do hear
like-
one more thing.
Well, your horse is
Don't
the sassy-
die.
the only sassy one.
They want us to live.
Good.
Shall we go west?
Yes.
So you all begin making your way west. It's a little bit easier without the horses, and you spend a bit of time. It takes about another 40 minutes because you did manage to cut your time down by half for those first 10 minutes. But finally, you get to the edge of this clearing, and in the clearing, there's this soft grass that has been kind of patted down, and you see this huge, bigger than even the druid was, Albino Moon Elk. And as you approach, about halfway through your walk, the clouds did start to dissipate a little bit, and the moon is shining through now, and you see its white fur just kind of glistening. And the moonlight is just reflecting off of its antlers as it's just laying there peacefully.
Do we wake it up?
I don't know if that's necessary. I think,
Do we wait for it to wake up?
yeah, we can wait a little bit. Lockdown.
We
Or
have-
how much time do we have left on the speak with animal spell?
2 hours.
Hours. Okay, so I would say I think at some point lockdown, if you just let the Moon Elk know that we're here to essentially protect it, hopefully, and escort it back to the other pond, and then if any trouble happens on the way, we will take action necessary.
All right. You wait here. I will go talk to it.
Well, let's wait like an hour and a half if it doesn't wake
I'm
up.
very sneaky.
Are you
but
going
I-
to talk to it right now?
I was going to go sit near it and wait.
Oh, okay. I
Make
mean,
a stealth check. Oh, go ahead, Zogomar, if you want to try and stop
I
it.
was gonna say I think that it might react better to seeing someone sitting in the distance rather than right next to it when it wakes up.
Then I will quietly be away from it.
Okay.
But
Stealth
in the
check.
clearing.
Yeah.
16 plus 7, 23.
23. Oh yeah, no, you're being very stealthy. How far away do you want to position it? The clearing overall is about a 40-foot radius, so 80-foot diameter.
how far away are we right now?
You guys are at the edge of the clearing, and it is right in the middle of the clearing, so
Um,
it's about 40 feet away.
I want to be about. Well, the thing is, I could get to that in a wrap. So, about 25 feet away from it.
Okay. You go, and where are you positioning yourself? Are you positioning itself like in the pathway of like where the head would, where from your understanding of their anatomy, where the head, when it kind of gets up from sleep, will be looking?
Yeah, I'd rather it see me right away instead of just been like, actually waking up and then just be like, "Whoa, where'd you come from?"
Yeah. I gotcha. Alrighty, you sit there. About another 20 minutes pass.
I would like to keep a lookout for poacher like.
Make a perception check.
Me too. I'll climb a tree.
I'll climb a tree.
I might as well try.
Total.
What was it?
18 total.
Okay.
16 total.
Okay.
14 total.
Okay. So you guys are sitting there. You're watching the edge of the field. There's some birds and stuff moving. Lockdown, you occasionally hear, "Hey, what's that guy doing? Wait, is that a guy? Where did that statue come from, man? I'm gonna go shit on it." No, man, don't do that. You know what happens. What happens, man? You know. Birds that shit on statues get fucking disappeared, dude. Oh, shit. I didn't even know about that, man. Yeah, dude. Huh. I wonder what Stacy's up to, and they start flying off.
Stacy's so popular.
Popular.
Plot twist: all female birds are named Stacy.
It's Stacy's mom that you have to watch out for. Anyways.
I was about to say the thing. Oh, fuck you, man.
And look at that! It's time to quit.
Becky,
Mom has got it going on.
Becky, let me smash.
And like
Becky.
there are things like happening around you. There's a squirrel that's just like, oh boy, yes. You see him kind of climbing up a tree. Oh hell yeah! You see him grab a nut. As it just starts devouring the acorn that it finds at the top of this tree. And then he's just like, oh, that was good. Where's another one? And he just kind of like goes around the other side of the tree.
Hearing animals is horrifying.
There's various other sounds that you hear as you're making your way around the forest and stuff, but or as you're sitting there and the forest is moving around you. Kaithana, Longfang, Zogmar, you guys hear birds chirping, squirrels shuffling. You guys don't hear any of that stuff. But after about 45 minutes, you see the elk begin to twist its neck and stir. And it just looks up at you, Lockdown. I don't remember that being there. Huh. I must have been more tired than I realized. And he begins slowly standing up.
Well, that's because I wasn't here when you were here.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Lockdown.
Hi.
You were sleeping.
I didn't know statues speak.
I suppose this one does. What makes a statue a statue?
That's rather odd. And I'm guessing you're like not moving at all as you're talking.
No,
to it.
no, he's
yeah,
just...
cool. He begins like walking around you and he goes, well, that's so weird. You can speak, but you're not aware of yourself. And he kind of like dips his head down and around you and like moves around and stuff. That's so odd.
Like when he puts his face near my head, like Longfang did to the other one, I just pet it.
Holy hell! He kind of like backs up. He's like, "That's wild." What
At
are
this
you?
point,
And he like
Lockdown
gets down
stands
onto
up.
like his front legs and stuff. Oh, you're like
I
a
am
human.
Lockdown.
Interesting. This is very interesting indeed. Huh.
We... Oh,
He kind of turns and looks at Zogamar, Kaithon, and Lungfeng.
those are
What
friends.
are you all doing here?
They cannot hear you.
What are they
Understand
doing
you? We have...
and he kind of like starts backing up and he goes,
We are friend.
How do I know? How do I know?
Lilypad sent us.
Lilypad? Lilypad. Oh, she always did say that if she had a name, she would want it to be Lilypad. Oh, I'm glad that
She would like you to
finally
come
has
back.
a name.
She would like you to come back to the pond.
But isn't that where the poachers have been coming?
Well, me and my friends are to deal with them and bring back her
Really?
other companion. Yes, other companion.
You are all so kind. Please, you said your friends don't understand me. Tell them to come here. Come here. I would like to get a better look at them. I can't very well see as they're in that tree line.
Do you have a name?
My name is Reginald.
Reginald would like to inspect all of us.
Now,
Okay.
Sure.
Is no
You
one
get-
concerned that this one's bigger than the druid?
Druid? What druid? Oh, you guys met Zonos.
He is how I can understand you.
Oh, that makes sense. He's a weird one.
I do not know how one deals with understanding everything at all times.
Lockdown.
This
I
forest
imagine
is
it's
very
probably
loud.
a lot.
Lockdown. Lockdown.
Yes, yes.
Hey, what's he saying?
Oh, we are talking about how loud it is when you can hear animals.
Wonderful. Maybe
And the druid's weird.
The elk kind of prances around you guys a little bit. Like, it prances and the ground shakes a little bit because this thing is massive. Like, it's bigger than any elk that you've seen before.
As he makes most comments, Lockdown's literally just translating.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he kind of like stops and looks at Kython and he goes, "You're sure these are friends?"
Yes, they have not proven foe otherwise.
Does she breathe fire?
Quite often.
Interesting. I've never seen such a small dragon before.
Kathana,
Is she
can
a
you show him your
drake?
fire?
why?
Just a little. Just a little. He doesn't know what you are. Show the, like, just the nose.
Oh, that is fancy.
He is positively
Ah.
tickled pink.
I'm not pink though. I'm
He's
white.
coming back now.
Yeah, maybe let him know that you can only understand him for a little while longer.
Yes, I have
I can
little
I can
over an hour.
understand. I can understand that.
They do not understand you understand them. It's weird because I'm the only
Oh.
one that could speak. No, you.
Interesting. Well, yes,
I'm the
come on,
only-
come on. I'm fine with having an escort. That's actually rather regal, if you ask me.
We will have to return to the big lake to retrieve our equine friends.
Oh, you have more friends.
Yes.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Robert,
Yes,
Anastasia,
yes.
Philip, and Shadow.
I hope that you can keep the spell long enough to hear the horses chat with the moon elk.
Actually, just a whole episode of that.
What level?
We're gonna
What level
cancel
is
here today, guys, because next week I'm gonna spend an entire hour doing dialogue between horses, a steer, and a moon elk. Let's do it.
Give the people what they want.
But yeah, you got he's like, come on, let's do it, let's go, come on,
We go
escort me.
at a brisk pace. Also, if Kythana could understand Reginald, she probably would not like him.
Oh, definitely not.
All right,
Yeah, Long Fang wouldn't either.
Ew.
that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Seems like you guys don't like any of my your. No, I'm just messing.
We like
That is
Delphi.
Not true.
Delphine.
We
that's-
love Delphine.
That's true. That's true. So
and,
yeah,
the-
you guys.
and Esmeralda. Esmeralda's awesome.
But yeah, you guys begin making your way back in the direction of where the field was, like the direction that you guys came from. You have to take a few ways around, but the elk kind of shows you the ways that it can get through because it's large, and where the horses weren't able to get through, it wouldn't be able to get through.
Mhm.
But it kind of helps you get back to where you were, and then eventually back to the horses after about an hour and 10 minutes.
Sounds good.
So you have about 30 minutes of horse left, of speak with animals left.
Horse.
30 minutes of horse left.
You have 30 minutes of horse. Holy shit, who's that? I don't like your tone.
Equine friends, this is Reginald, the albino moon elk.
Anastasia kind of trots up. Well, hello. It's a pleasure to meet you. Wow, you're very large. Is he replacing us? Are they replacing us?
No,
she
he
kind of
is
turns
our
and looks at
escort.
everyone else. Oh man,
If
I
I
sure
could hear
hope not.
Anastasia, I probably wouldn't like her either.
Oh man, I hope not. That'd be really bad. Yeah, but I think me and the big guy over there are doing pretty well.
Just get
Oh, so you
Anastasia
guys,
as they're having this conversation.
I gotcha.
No,
So
before they get on, I'm like, may we ride you all?
well, yes, absolutely, you may.
I turn to everyone and I go, it's a little late, but yes, we have consent.
Tell the purple one it's all right by me. Just don't let he like Shadow kind of gets up in your ear and starts whispering to you, but don't let the other horses know that I'm fine with it.
Do you guys remember
Ogre,
the video Charlie the Unicorn?
Oh fuck.
Yes.
Oh no.
Getting a lot of
So-
this.
Zogramar, I must let you know, Shadow
It's Charlie.
Oh my
will
God.
allow you to ride for now, but you must taste the speed.
Okay. I try to like read the situation. I just like
I give a thumbs up
Casually-
to Shadow.
I casually like nod at Shadow and then just get on.
No, I'm sorry. He goes to high five Shadow.
Shadow just kind of puts his head into your hand a little bit and then like,
Oh,
leans
it's
back.
cute.
Was
I
that
don't know what the
infrequent
fuck that
pressure
was
long
about, but
thing?
all right.
That was close. Lockdown.
And you notice Kaithana as Anastasia's like kind of like, come on, let's go. We've got a friend to escort.
I'm gonna miss
I'm
these
gonna,
guys.
I'm gonna look at
but I can't-
Kaithana and because we understand none of this. We're just seeing the body language, and I'm
Yep.
just gonna say, maybe you shouldn't have put your horse in charge.
Philip also kind of walks up to you and just like, hey, come on, let's do it, man. Let's get on out of here.
I was the first one up onto the horse. I'm ready to go. Anastasia's ready to go. We're
Yep,
going.
Anastasia's like, come on, everybody, let's do it.
I agree.
And so you guys all line up, and all the horses are interchanging dialogue with the steer and the.
Yeah, are
elk.
we? I don't know if it matters. Are we in a line? Are we in a group?
You guys decide.
Is there enough room for us to be in a group, or do we have to be in a single file line?
There's enough road for 2 people to ride side by side.
Okay, so I'll say 2 of us, and then the elk, and then another 2 of us, and then we'll keep an eye out for poachers.
Yeah, that's smart.
Good security detail.
And you guys begin
You have
making your
good
way. You guys begin making your way through the woods, back on the trail leading back towards the pond.
Do we know how long that will take, ish?
Well, it is now officially morning. As the sun begins to rise up along the horizon. Based on from what you could tell, if you keep the same pace that you were at before, it'll take about a day and a half of travel.
We're probably getting tired at this point, though, aren't we?
Yeah, I
I
was-
mean, the excitement of new friends and stuff has been keeping you guys pretty energized for a while. I would say probably about 2 hours into the journey back is when you would start feeling tired.
I was gonna say we can do the same thing we did before, which is like at this point, now that we've found the moon elk, and I guess they sleep at nighttime.
He was taking a nap.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask, like, so we can be just like on the same sleep schedule as the moon elk. But if we already are,
Well, this would be the full moon night, right?
It would be.
So we want to play it safe because this is the night with the big ball of
Well,
light.
it's day
Well,
now. It's morning now.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, we
Slept
should sleep.
because we slept all day.
I was
And we
gonna
should.
come around to the moon elk because I guess animals understand us in this plane. And just be like,
Haley does not believe this is the prime material.
yeah, I'm like, I don't know where we are now. But yeah, I'll just turn around and regardless of whether they can respond, when would you like to sleep for the day?
Well, the spell has ended, so it just kind of like.
Or I'll just be, do you require sleep soon?
It kind of sways its head like in a weird like pattern.
Okay.
Reginald, I apologize. I can no longer understand you.
I think that in order for us
Let's out a snort.
to safely transport you back, we will need to find a place to sleep for the morning.
I think we can go for a little longer probably. And then
If you know any clearings,
I was gonna say,
That would
can we
be-
get back to the same place we
I was
made-
about to say, you guys recognize that you can probably get if you pick up your pace a little bit, you can probably get to the clearing in about 2 hours, and that'll
Cool.
probably put you about 8 a.m.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay.
all right, yeah, let's push
do
it
that.
then.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys managed to push up, and you get to the clearing.
I think-
We'll say that with the experience that you guys have had with setting up camp, that setting up camp goes pretty well. You manage to get everything built up. You get a small fire going, just to cook up some food, eat, and then put it out. Who's taking first watch?
I think Longfang takes first watch this time.
Okay.
I'll just turn to Reginald and say, we'll make camp here. I hope you would stay near us so that we may protect you if necessary. But
He walks up behind the tent as you're saying that, and just
okay. I'll give him a pat.
okay.
I'll be asleep in that tent.
Yeah, that's out of snort.
I go to the tent.
So Zogamar and Kathani, you take the rest. Lockdown, I'm guessing you're staying up as usual.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead and make perception checks for me, Longfang and Lockdown.
That is 18
18.
I got
altogether.
a 12 total.
Okay. You guys are sitting there watching out. It's daylight out, so it's not hard to keep a lookout and see things around. It's probably a lot easier during the day than at night. It's significantly easier during the day than at night. But as you're sitting there watching, you just hear the very loud snoring of the moon elk from behind the tent, and it is thunderous.
And Reginald.
I believe I understand how they found the albino moon elk.
Yeah, this might be very difficult to sleep with.
But as you guys are watching and like the breeze is rolling through, despite the heavy rain yesterday, there's very few clouds in the sky. The weather appears to be a little bit mercurial around this time of the year in this area. Temperature is reasonable. Inside the tent, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not to the point where you can't really sleep very well. Kathana, Zogmar, your first sleep goes well. Longfang, your lockdown, your first watch goes well. Nothing happens. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and roll now to see if anything happens to the dreams.
I'm also, I mean, this is just like brain ramblings of like, are the dreams like memories trying to poke through whatever magic is keeping them at bay? Are they actual dreams that we're just having naturally and just happen to be about our past? This is what's happening in my brain.
No, that's reasonable. Lockdown. During your watch with Longfang, you hear another voice. New data recovered.
Should we take our things out?
Would you like to listen?
Affirmative.
Okay. So go ahead and everyone take off your headsets. All right. So opposed to your previous stream where you had visuals and you were able to see around, this one comes to you in the form of a loading bar with a little indicator line underneath it that slowly moves along, glowing green as it does. And it's labeled audio record 00001.
How many zeros was that?
5.
All right. Sorry, I want my notes to be accurate.
You hear the sound of what appears to be like drills and buzzsaws. And then all of a sudden a female voice kind of rings out. You feel like you recognize it. Oh, bloody hell. This goddamn thing just won't fucking function. And you hear more. Oh my god, I swear if I don't get this thing finished in time for the next fighting pit, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna have to move out of the city. I might have to leave Gallia altogether, not just Storm Bay. Oh my god, this is giving me anxiety. Oh, fuck me. Well... Oh, wait. Oh? Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. So you can hear me right now, can't you? I've never made AI from scrap before. This is interesting. And that's where you come back to facing everything.
Holy shit.
And this is during your watch with Longfang that this happens.
Yeah, it's like just no whoop.
Do I
Yeah,
notice?
hey,
Do I
does
notice him like?
Longfang not need to sleep to get his dreams?
Nope.
I don't dream.
Good.
I replay.
That's
I
a good
replay
thing to know,
memories. It is. I thought it was only if I went into rest.
Nope. You've
Yep.
just
Holy
had
sh-
really bad luck as far as the rolls. I just had to
It's
beat
been
a
a bad
threshold
luck
of
kinda
20
day.
on this one.
No, that's good to like. Oh. Okay.
Do I notice Lockdown acting kind of funny or anything?
You notice like nothing out of the ordinary until all of a sudden his head kind of twitches.
That was very informative.
You remembered something?
I heard something. Delphine told us of a place called Storm Bay, right?
Yeah. I think that's where Kythona thinks she's from. No.
I think that is where I'm
Storm
from.
Bay. You're from. Oh, is that where the fighting pits are?
Yes. If we are ever in that area, we should investigate.
Oh, we think we're from Summerhaven. My bad.
Very angry lady.
Angry lady.
Could be a very feminine voice on a man. It's rude of me to assume. I must ponder on this.
Okay.
Do you enter
You
your
wanna-
sentry mode?
Yeah.
Wait, Lockdown. Do you want to change watch, or
He's already at. He won't respond.
So after that moment, you're just kind of left there for another hour as you keep your watch and you're just looking around. You keep looking at Lockdown, kind of confused as to what exactly is going on with him. But
All
you're-
that's different is he's not scanning. He's just straight ahead.
yeah.
I'm gonna be like,
But your watch comes to an end without any issues.
I don't think Longfang does well in complete silence. Just like,
So who are you waking up?
Note, however you decide to pass the time, Lockdown, if it's within his visual range, sees and hears it.
Yeah.
So like if you're talking to yourself, like you're talking to Lockdown, you should not
So who are you waking up for second watch?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Kaithana low-key scares me a little bit, so probably Zogomar.
That's reasonable. All right. Zogomar, you get woken up.
Okay. Oh, I hate the middle watch.
So, oh, you know what? Maybe I should wake up both of you?
What?
Okay, so while I was on watch, lockdown kind of like shut down? I think? He's
Well-
non-responsive. I don't know what this means.
Make
think
an intelligence check base for me, Zogomar.
Ooh.
Oh, Zogomar. Okay.
That is cocked. Need to roll it when it's 11, so plus whatever. I rolled an 11.
Okay. So you're 12 total. You kind of have this moment where you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, that's just what they do. He's fine. He's still attentive. He's aware.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, just starting to understand him more over time, but I think just some knowledge that he's aware, just not responsive, maybe. So I think I'm fine with just doing a watch if it means it's a slower watch or a less time watch for me than having to do the entire next watch along with Kaithana.
So he can like still hear us and stuff?
What? I don't know. Why are we so concerned about him and his life and how he works? Let him live.
No. I was just
Masturbating.
that was all you, man. I was not going there.
Oh, it's fine. We're on an 18+ channel.
I'm like, we already established Longfang likes people to stare at him, so
Anyways, continue.
Except
continue.
at night.
Back on track. Back on
no,
track. Back on track.
except
The whole time.
not when he's vulnerable. God, duh. No,
So yeah,
no,
I guess
was
like
just
you know,
talking to
since
myself.
so since he's a traveling companion that we consider an equal, maybe don't do things around him that you wouldn't do around someone that you respect and, you know, like one of our traveling companions.
I mean, I was just talking to myself a little bit. Just
Gotcha.
All right. Lockdown and Zogomar, go ahead and make perception checks for me. I had to make the joke. I'm sorry. It had been buzzing around in my head for a little while.
I wasn't
it's
even.
fine.
I think I'm off tonight because I'm not catching anything.
I
I got an
16.
18, 16? Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're sitting there. Zogomar, I'm guessing you're writing more poetry and such.
I probably did before bed a little bit, so I think I'm just taking in stuff.
Okay.
Being a little bit more attentive.
Okay. Give me 1 second, because I need to look up how something works.
It's like, how do we rule a watch where Zogomar's actually paying attention?
So you're sitting there, and you have this moment where you're just like, You get up and you do a little bit of walking around, just taking in the scenery. And you see yourself, and you yourself kind of focus in on this little squirrel that kind of like looks out at you, ducks behind a tree, then pokes its head out a little bit further up. But this time, when it ducks back, you notice a faint, soft green light tracing the squirrel as it pokes its head back out the next time.
Like outlining its form.
Outlining its form. And then it kind of ducks back and moves around a bit, and then you see it leap across a tree. And after it leaves this area around this tree that you were staring at, the tracing of it kind of dissipates off as it leaves that area.
Okay. Cool.
Trying to figure out what that is.
Yeah. I will. I mean, I'll follow it a little bit if I can.
Okay. Yeah, you do a pretty decent job following the squirrel, but it doesn't do anything else after
Okay.
a while.
Like when I get close to it again, the thing is not. It's not outlined again.
No.
Okay. Interesting.
But the more you think about it, the more you realize that the shade of green that was outlining it reminds you a lot of what came out of your mouth the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. I will keep a closer eye on that when it happens again next time.
Okay. But besides that, your watch goes without any issue.
Cool.
Yeah. Lockdown, you can choose to end your sentry's rest whenever you would like.
Once the 6 hours is up, he just... Who would be on watch with him when he comes out?
Kaithana.
I like to think like an hour and a half into it, he's just like, Kaithana, I'm back.
Okay. So Zergmar, I'm guessing you go to wake Kaithana up.
Yeah. Last watch again.
Right.
Yep. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. Same with lockdown. I believe in you. I believe in you.
I got my mini dice out, so let's see how these go.
4.
I also got a 4.
Oh,
I got a 2
no!
plus 2.
I got a 4 plus 0, so 4. We're all gonna die.
This is the moment. This is the moment.
Oofy poopy.
So putting the mini dice away now.
Oh, I love this.
I'm gonna knock you out.
It's been almost 10 hours of gameplay. No fights.
So a few moments pass on your watch, and you're just kind of. It's been a very long day of. It's been a very long day of dealing with talking animals, a lot of rain. You're feeling pretty heavy at the moment. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
That's
Both of
Not
us?
you, Lockdown. Just Kaithana.
Oh, okay.
Am I falling asleep? But I technically got a full rest, right? Because I'm at the end.
Yeah, like it's like that moment when you've had a very long day the day before and you sleep, but you wake up and you're still sleepy.
I experience that on a daily basis.
Same.
That's not just waking up.
I got another 4.
And that's with your bonus of +2.
No, so 6.
Okay.
But still, I rolled 2 4s in a row.
But you're sitting there
on
and you're
different
just
dice, the statistics like fall back into place with each
and
dice.
Lockdown. As you come out of the sentry's rest, you notice Kaithana is back asleep.
He's contemplating whether or not to wake her up. She is supposed to be on watch with me, but sleep is needed.
And you spend most of your watch just contemplating whether or not you should, going back and forth, weighing the pros and cons, going back and forth again.
Like the last 10 minutes, he nudges her awake.
Yeah, and as you do, Longfang and Zogamar, you wake up.
Cool.
Kaithana, did you enjoy the nap? I've never seen someone sit.
Hold on. Sorry. Forgot one thing.
We all died.
Longfang, you have a dream. My apologies.
Oh
Longfang.
no! Oh no! Wait! No, wait! I'm scared. Oh,
I don't think he
no.
would have forgotten another nightmare.
Longfang, don't worry.
We don't know. We don't
Remem-
know.
No, I just got
Remember-
distracted by the fact that they had horrible perception rolls.
Just remember, Longfang, that horrible nightmare was a very rare roll that got you it.
That's fair.
That's true. That is true.
You're
Alright.
in my prayers.
Longfang. You find yourself sitting at a desk, head against your fist, jaw against your fist, staring out of a window at several very large trees, larger than what you currently find yourself surrounded by here in the Mist-Veiled Forest, at least this area. You do notice that near the tops of the trees there is mist and there's light shining through. But you also see, wrapped around the buildings, there is buildings. And you're in one of these buildings. And you look up at the front of what appears to be a classroom. And there's this elven man standing there walking back and forth, and he goes, "You all have failed to control your magic for so long. We here at the Sorcerer's Academy wish to help you learn how to better control your magic. Despite how wild it may be for some of you," and he kind of turns and looks at you, Longfang, "we will help you get better control. Now, we begin with a spell. Everyone, I want you to turn yourself into me." And that's where we wake up.
Yo.
So as Zogamar, you wake up, you look directly in front of you, and where you remember falling asleep next to Longfang, you see this elvish man staring back at you. You're muted, by the way.
Oh, duh. Muted means he
Thank
can
you.
hear us and we can't hear.
Yep.
Yep. I'm like,
So I'm sorry. I wake up in a tent, and I see an elvish man sitting next to me.
Laying next to you, and you both open your eyes at relatively the same time.
And it's just the two of us in the tent.
Yep.
Yo, what?
I sit up. Is he like skin color like mine, or like a not purpley?
No,
skin
it's
color?
it's like a pale-ish, peachish color.
Okay.
Longfang, you notice as Zogamar kind of sits up kind of quickly while looking at you as you two wake up.
Hi. Who? I won't
Good?
scream. I won't scream right away.
Zogomar.
But I don't know who the hell you are.
Zogomar.
and how did you get in here?
Dude, it's me.
You hear, "Zogamar, Zogamar. Dude, it is me."
Who? I don't have any memories. I don't know people that I knew in my past. I only know my friends.
I am your friend.
I am your friend.
Can I,
I
get
am
a
your
name?
friend.
Can you what?
Can I get a name? Like, I'm about to scream for my friends Kaithana, Lockdown, and
Kaithana and
Long-
Lockdown kind of hear this commotion happening behind them.
I'm like,
Wait, Longfang was here. What did you do with him?
I am Longfang.
I'm going to the tent.
Yeah,
Wait.
lockdowns. There's a
Zogomar.
commotion.
I am Longfang.
You guys open the tent doors, the tent flaps,
And then
you see
I
Zogamar
gesture
sitting
and I'm
up
like,
kind of
I gesture and I
confused.
see my hands and I'm like,
Yeah, no, you notice that your hands aren't furry anymore. And Zogamar, Kaithana, and Lockdown, you see this weird elvish guy kind of like looking at his hands like, what the fuck?
My sword's out.
My
Whoa,
staff.
whoa.
My staff.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And as he does that, it drops, and you see your friend Longfang sitting there.
I'm very confused.
That's a new trick.
Oh, and I have to roll. Okay, cool. You're good.
Ah! Sorry.
What did?
I have anxiety
Wait.
now. You gave me more anxiety.
You have to roll some.
Wait, what is your true? Are you?
Can I just say I really don't like having skin? That was very strange.
Longfang, is this you?
Yeah, I
What is the
woke
game you
up.
taught?
I
what is the
woke
game you
up and
taught me?
all of a sudden everybody's like running at me and
I'm like,
Security protocol. What was the game you taught me in the inn?
I take the blanket and I throw it over his head.
It is Longfang.
do it again.
I don't know if that's a good idea anymore. I had a dream.
Oh, was this?
Well, I had a dream, and apparently, at school, at the Sorcerer's Academy, I don't have good control of my magic. Apparently, it's a little wild.
Oh, it's like a wild.
Like a
type
wild
of
magic.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh.
great.
Yeah, that was like it. Like surged through you in that moment. It was like a wild magic surge or something.
Very. The last thing from the dream is that the teacher wanted us to turn into him, so maybe that's kind of what happened.
You know who that person is?
My teacher? I don't freaking know. I don't know. He was a
So-
teacher.
Sogomar,
Were you-
I just learned I went to magic school.
Sorry. Yes, lockdown.
Did you recognize the man Longfang was?
Did I recognize the man?
Make a history check.
Oh, my dice go.
You are the expert of your
At 20.
friendship.
Hey.
What a place to crit.
A moment passes as Lockdown asks you that, and you have this flash of a memory where you approach a door, you open it, and you see Longfang speaking to a man that looks exactly like the man you just saw. And you hear the words, Longfang, very well done today. You are getting an excellent grasp upon your magic. Ah, Zogamar, good to see you again. And you say to him, oh yes, have a wonderful day yourself, Uzan.
I love a nat 20 on a history check.
Good
Yes.
shot. Good shot.
Information.
I think if that's it, I think I come out of it and
Yep.
I'm just like, very good things. Am I still here?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're good.
Okay. Two very good
Waiting
things.
on bated breath.
One, so first of all, the long thing that I saw was older than the one I saw on the boat, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So Longfang, maybe in the memory that you had, you didn't have good control over your power, but I just saw that guy that you just appeared as looking very pleased with you and telling you that you were making a lot of progress. So
By the
great
way,
job.
Longfang, from your memory, when you looked at your hands and stuff as you were casting the spell, you did notice that they were very small, like
Aw, baby.
almost children sized.
Baby. Yo, baby.
Kitten size.
Kitten paws.
Sorcerer!
Are,
They
ki-
are
are, ki-
kitten sorcerers!
are kittens like dogs where the paws will be like goofily large?
Yes.
Oh. Second thing, I don't know that any of us have ever had a name to go on in any of our memories, but I know that that man's name was Uzan.
I have a city to go on.
Yeah, we have some cities.
But this
Oh,
could
that's
be the,
right. Lockdown.
Oh.
You remembered where you're from.
Yes, I believe the voice said Storm Bay and fighting pits.
Okay.
Also, as you guys are sitting here thinking about it, you remember Zogamar. You remember specifically that you remember hearing some sort of story about how the Mistveiled Forest is full of magic. It is a large source of magic in Gallia, and maybe it has something to do with all of these memories coming back.
Oh.
Not because I whined about it earlier. Okay.
As much as I know that we need to move on with our lives and explore new places, I think that as much time as we can spend here, this is the kind of place that we're gonna remember who we are because of the magic that's kind of inherent here. So yes, Uzan, we know that that's someone who taught you Longfeng, so maybe we can ask who that is and we might find out where we're from, or at least where you studied.
And then that's definitely a skill you know and were taught, is to look and sound like somebody else. So I don't see why you can't do that again.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Could you
And-
do me?
Well, but if my understanding of sorry, tell me if this is too metagamey, but if my understanding of magic works correctly, and we might be fighting someone today, we might not want to use up our magical reserves trying to do something that someone already just
No,
did.
that's fine.
That is
You
true.
got a
Oh,
general
I don't
understanding of how magic works.
Yeah, well, I have a weird technical question then. So, like, if it was involuntary, like, is that a spell slot used?
It is not.
Ooh, good to know. That's really good to know.
Cool.
I,
Right, so, Gamar, let's continue on.
I roused the animals with a breakfast of oats.
Yep, and you guys begin making your way through the forest again on the last half of your journey.
As I feed them all, I pat them and go call them by name.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you guys are making your way, you notice Reginald kind of like begins moving his head off towards the right, and you see a small side trail leading off to the right.
All right, let's follow our.
Is the pond that way?
It appears to like run a little bit off the way, but
Oh, I was asking Reginald.
he just kind of
All right.
If it's where he wishes to go,
Yeah.
do we argue with the true king of the forest?
you
Bambi.
continue making your way along this like small side path. It's still wide enough that you guys can ride 2x2, and I know you want to do 2 in front, 2 in back. Who's in front? Who's in back?
I would like to be in the front because I have night vision.
Okay.
I'll be in the front too.
Okay.
I'll be in the back with Zagma.
Dark
Okay.
vision.
Cool.
Gotcha. And it's very bright out tonight. The full moon is in full effect. So dark vision doesn't help nearly as much as it normally would.
Are his antlers doing the thing?
They're sparkling a lot more than usual, but because there's tree cover, it's not quite doing the thing.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Discern how far we are from the pond.
You're probably another 5-6 hours.
Okay.
okay.
But you guys continue making your way.
And what time is it now? Sorry, I keep asking.
You're fine. It's probably around 10:30, 11 p.m.
So we'll get there like 2-3-ish.
Yeah.
Plenty of nighttime left.
So you guys continue walking along, and he kind of appears to lead you to this small stream. And you recognize like the color of the water and like the path and stuff probably leads to the pond. And as you begin following the stream, it gets a little bit wider into almost a creek. And the trees open up a little bit, and as you see the shining of the horns start to grow a little bit brighter,
Purdy.
you hear a voice call out.
All right, no further.
And you see a man with a very heavy crossbow come walking out from behind a tree.
Give us the elk, we'll let you live.
And that's where we'll end today's episode.
And I was about to just like shit talk all over him.
I was ready to throw one of my rocks at him.
You know what's actually really funny? both campaigns got to the part in the story where I had bandits planned for them. And that's where they ended both episodes. So we're going to have a lot of
Nice.
bandits next week, everybody.
Bandits for everyone.
The Bandit Week.
Oh my god.
Like, when you told me that I have an oath, like, that's, like...
Oh, he gave it to
Okay,
you.
all right, so... anyways, everyone, thank you very much for coming out and tuning in this week. We will be back next week at the same time, same place. If you guys really enjoyed it, thank you so much. We really enjoy you guys. Please also
Love y'all.
check us out on YouTube.
We will
Just-
finally be fighting.
check us out on YouTube. Google Botchin' on Advantage, and support us there. That would be really great as well. Like, we appreciate it all here, but also there would be 10 out of 10. But yeah, no. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say before we call this a quit?
Nope.
Oh my
Take care of
god.
yourself.
Technical, mechanical questions. So
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
You can never be nice to me, can you, Spence?
Love you, bud. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we love you guys.
Bye.